And away we go. Did Marcel jump the start? He definitely moved faster, and he's got the lead now from Bergie. It's rather even behind. Alan has got a good jump as well. He's definitely ahead of Maverick. We are going down towards turn 1. Marcel holds the middle line. I have no idea if he jumped to start or not. Miro is challenging down the inside of Maverick as he takes fourth position away from Maverick. Bergie trying to go around the outside of turn 2, then will turn to the inside of turn 3, and Bergie has retaken his lead position back. He does run a bit deep though, so Marcel is now sniffing up the rear of Bergie and trying to go to the outside of turn 4. Bergie holds the inside line. He will run deep, but he does hold the apex pretty well. Marcel, however, gets a perfect exit, and he will have the inside of the Casanova turn 6 corner, the side-by-side for the leaders into this very fast right-hander. The next corner is a left-hander, and well done to both Bergie and Marcel to not make contact there. But all the fighting means Alan and Miro have caught up to the back of the lead pack. So we have a four-way fight for the lead of the race, with Maverick getting challenged by Petralia. Down the inside goes Miro. He's challenging Alan. Again, very clean racing. Neither of them break too deep. I was worried they might hit Marcel in front, but this fighting has given breathing room to Marcel and Bergie ahead into the right hairpin of turn 12, Correntile corner, and Miro once again looking to the inside of Alan. This relentless pressure has meant there is a 6/10 gap between P2 and P3 now. But this is now all single file. So we have Bergie in the lead, or will he be in the lead? Marcel dives down the inside of the final corner, and Bergie goes deep, trying to get a better exit, but he can't. So Marcel retakes the lead. A brilliant move to the final corner. Miro has lost out though. Maverick is now side by side with Miro. Down towards turn 1. Back in the slipstream is Bergie. As the intervals now should work, we are on lap 2 of the race. It will be a 20-minute long race. Bergie now challenging Marcel around the outside of turn 1. Marcel breaks deeper on the inside line. Maverick, meanwhile, passes Miro on the inside of turn 1. He's back up to 4th position, trying to recover the lost ground that he had on the start of the race, but this is getting really tight. Miro had to brake there. This will give him a terrible run out of Poggio Secco. Petralia going all the way to the edge of the track, trying to pass Miro around the outside of Matarazzi. He's run deep himself, and he saved it. A brilliant save from Petralia, but he has lost valuable time, and under pressure now from Lucas Villetta to latch on to the rear end of the top 3. Clearly Miro has the pace to challenge a podium, but he needs to pass man first, and he does so on the inside of, that will be turn 10, the Scaparia corner. But he does have a terrible run now coming out of Pelagio into Correntile. Miro has to defend the inside line. Maverick breaks around the outside. Will get a better run out of the corner. But all this fighting meant Miro is now 1.6 seconds behind the lead pack. Bergie and Marcel are side by side again, coming on to lap 3. Marcel does lead lap 2, but for how long though? Bergie is on the inside, and he should have the better line here. I think Marcel didn't jump to start then, because otherwise he would have got a drive-through penalty already. Marcel breaks too deep on the exit. He does get a better run, but then turn 2 is a left-hander, so he can't do anything about it. He's trying to set himself up once again for the exit of turn 3. But I think Bergie has him covered, or does he? Miro, meanwhile, covers off Mav. Marcel still challenging. He's forcing Bergie to defend. He's forcing Bergie to take the not optimal line, and he's sensing the opportunity once again. They're going to go side by side through this very fast turn 6. Last time they didn't make contact. This time it's once again very clean. But now chance for Alan. He almost got the crisscross there. Marcel still looking down the inside. That is very dangerous. And he pumps. He's pushed Bergie off the track. It's a very small tap, but that tap has, well, if there was a tap, it has sent Bergie wide, and now Alan is going around the outside of Marcel. Bergie is losing further positions. Miro is down his inside through turn 11. But Bergie should have the ideal line for the hairpin. Trying to bump draft Marcel, in fact. They're trying to run away from Bergie and co behind. Is this going to be a tactic that works? Because now Bergie is getting bump drafted by Maverick. We're seeing opponents and competitors trying to help each other in certain scenarios. Clearly, Alan thinks he and Marcel can run away from Bergie if they bump draft each other and put away a big enough gap, so that either of them will only finish as low as second. But Bergie did have pole position, so can he now, with clean air, catch back up to the top two? Marcel has pulled away, so Alan didn't have the pace then. Oh, he's off! Alan is off! He's driven off on the exit of Correntile, and now a chance for Bergie and Biondetti Uno. Out of Biondetti do it. Alan is letting Bergie go, it seems. Miro now with an opportunistic dive down the inside of Buccine corner. This is going to be a drag race towards turn 1. Will Miro give the bump? Will he pull out? What will Alan do? He is the cork in this bottle. The meat in the sandwich, he pulls out himself. Now what will Miro do? Miro doesn't go for the bump draft. He's going to pull out of the slipstream as well. We're almost going 3 wide into turn 1. Bergie brakes late. And somehow he didn't make contact with Miro. But Miro on the outside has to yield. 3 different lines taken through Correntile. Alan once again goes very deep. He's just going to give up the position to Bergie, or not. They're still side by side through Biondetti. Alan will have the inside line for Buccine. And he's fighting this very hard. This is helping Marcel, because he's now got a 3-second advantage that is not going to be chaseable unless something terrible happens to the leader. As Marcel sets the fastest lap of the race with a 2:07.950. That's the second 2:07s we've seen. The first was the pole position lap from Bergie, 3 wide into turn 1. Miro down the inside. He's going to pull off the double move. Or is he? Bergie still around the outside. They're going to go side by side through turn 2. Alan is just there looking at them. Oh! Let's go on board with Maverick. Miro has taken the second position, but you had to brake on exit to not make contact with Miro. They're still trying to go 3 wide into turn 4. Alan is on the outside, he's on the grass. He's returned to the track, he's forced Bergie off, he's scared Bergie off, and now Petralia is here on his keyboard. He almost drove into the side of Bergie, but well done to the keyboard driver to avoid that incident, really. But now he's looking to the inside of Bergie in Arrabbiata. It's really close to contact. I need a better camera view. Bergie covers him off, but the pole sitter is now down to 5th, and Miro is running away. Alan dives down the inside of Maverick through Scaperia, and he's made the move. Bergie now with a better exit is also on the back of Maverick into Correntile corner. And Maverick is back down to P5, the position that he is, one shall say, most familiar with, but now he's down to P6. He's lost 3 positions in as many corners. Petralia also passes Maverick. Miro, meanwhile, has a 1 second advantage over Alan, but he's 5 seconds behind Miku. Bergie on the inside of San Donato does make the move on Alan. Alan gets the better traction off the corner, but on the outside of turn 2, he's going to back off. So Bergie back up to 3rd. Petralia defends Maverick, and they are getting detached. Oh! Off goes Petralia. Another good save, but back down to P6 he goes. Maverick has to take avoiding actions, and he is now 1.3 seconds behind the two guys in front, but they are still fighting very hard. They're gonna go side by side in turn 6 again. Allen, this time, makes his stick. Around the outside is Carrera. How has he done that? He's around the outside of the Arrabbiata corner, and he's made the move stick. What an overtake from Carrera. Going all the way around the outside. Oh, trouble for Allen. He's had a mistake. And this means that Burgi, well, he can focus on attacking Miro now, but he's 1.1 second back. Well, he lost so much time. So it's into the right hand of of Scaparia, turn 10. And he's completely had a huge rear lock moment. Well, forget about the Delta, I guess. Ooh, big slide from Burgi, but running wide is Miro. They're both pushing hard and both making mistakes. Let's go on board of Burgi now. He's got 1.5 laps to try to catch and pass Miro. Burgi had a lift there. That is weird. He was still pretty far away from the braking zone. But he's used all of the track at Centenato. This is a good run from Burgi. Miro looks anxious. His lines are not great, and Burgi is right on Miro's shaft now. This is far from over. Into the left of Materazzi. Into the right of Borgo San Lorenzo. What a great run from Burgi. He's got the overlap. Miro defends the inside line. Let's go off board again. Miro defends inside line, but he's got to run wide. Oh my goodness! Miro runs wide onto the grass, spins back across, and hits Burgi. And Allen has taken second position. We've got a slow car up ahead, getting out of the way very nicely. Maverick has now taken P3 ahead of Burgi. Where is Miro? He's come back in P6. Unbelievable. So Burgi scared Miro into defending at turn 6, but that somehow actually ruined his own race. Oh my goodness, that's Rubiales returning rather dangerously this time and almost crashing into the side of Petralia. Oh, down the inside goes Burgi. How has he done that? He has caught Maverick napping, and Burgi has taken the final step off the podium off of Maverick again. Can Maverick dive? Will Maverick dive? Into the final corner. Maverick doesn't dive. And that's his final chance gone. Congratulations to Marcel Miku, who is flashing his lights for winning race 1 of round 1 at Mugello for season 15 of Phoenix Motorsport. SimSport rather. I am completely speechless. What have we just seen on the final lap? Marcel Miku wins ahead of Allen. Burgi takes Maverick with 3 corners remaining. Petralia finishes P5. Miro was second going into the final lap. He will end up in P6.
Oh no, I think I gained a lasting advantage through the yellow flag, so I thought it was just fair to let Burgi pass.
Interesting, but here we are. Race 2 is go, 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 and a good start from Brian Garcia. He's holding firm alongside Natchez. It's a brilliant run from Miro Regidi. He's on the middle, basically, of the 3. So he's passed 2 cars already. He's started P5, he's up to P3, and he can maybe gain more down into turn 1. We're going 4 wide into turn 1. Marcel is on the outside. This is not the best camera. Miro has taken the lead, starting from P5. He's now into the lead. We have a crash. We have contact. Nobody has spun somehow. Rubiales is battling, but we need to focus on this. This is 3 wide. Oh, contact between Petralia and Allen, and Petralia is sent off into the gravel. Miro, meanwhile, is running away with this. Marek Natchez in P2 ahead of Vilaitau. We've got Brian Garcia, the poster, down to P4, side by side between Burgi and Allen as they resume their battle. Argy-bargy between Allen and Burgi. But Burgi have the inside line and will take P5. Battle for P2 now. These two were battling for a bit on race 1 for P7, so they should be pretty close for pace. Contact made. Allen and Burgi, and Allen is off. Bergie is getting attacked, and this is helping Marcel again. Unbelievable. Marcel Miku. He's had a lot of bad luck last season. He's getting all the good luck this season, in the MX5 at least. He's gained 2 positions over his main rivals tonight, and across the grass is not Petralia, it's Carrara, as he is trying to defend from Maverick. That was very dangerous on the inside curve of Biondetti 1. Maverick now going around the outside, a little slide from Carrara should mean P7 is Mavericks. So at the end of lap 1, it's Miro Regibi leading by 2.4 seconds over Natures, who's only got a 3/10 advantage on Villato. We've got the pole sitter Brian Garcia in P4, just 1 second ahead of Marcel Miku, who is going to charge towards the front of the field. 2.6 second advantage at the head of the field, and Alan is off again in turn 1. What a dreadful race for Alan. He finished P2 in the first race. He's now down to P13. As Rubiales has disconnected from the server of the track goes Villato. He's trying to pass Nietzsche. Meanwhile, Miku is to the inside of Brian Garcia. And so it's Bergie. Garcia gets pushed onto the grass a little bit. He's going to return to the track. Bergie left him space. Well done to both drivers. As Villato, they're going to go 3 wide on the main straight. Is there a car Swiss on the middle? There is now. Marcel literally pushes for a gap, and he is going to take P2. So the question now for Marcel is, he's got a 4.8 second disadvantage to Miro Regibi. He's going to brake latest to secure the position, but that will leave Villatel and Natures going side by side, and Bergie is also trying to find a way through, and he's getting blocked. Let's go on board with the pole sitter from qualifying. Maverick meanwhile has caught up, and off goes Carrara. And off goes Garcia. They made contact. They must have made contact. Literally pushing Nature through the corner. Pushing, bumping and unsettling the car. Bergie has to put on the brakes. That is not very ideal. And this has given breathing room to Villatel in P3. And Natures is now the cork in the bottle. He's blocking the pathway of both Bergie and Maverick in going forward, but he's obviously completely entitled to defend his position. However, this poor run out of the final corner will mean Bergie gets past, Maverick gets past. Is Maverick bumping Bergie? I think he gave Bergie a bit of a bump there, so that both of them can get past Natures without any overlapping to turn 1. Maverick is going to attack Bergie, but he backs off enough to make sure they're not going side by side into the next fast chicane. That's a brilliant exit. What a perfect line from Bergie. He's going to pass Villato like he's not even there. Maverick also goes in the middle, and Maverick is getting punted. Oh my goodness. That was way too close for comfort, but now Villatel is dropped down to P5, and now Natures will resume his battle with the fellow Czech, and he's given Villatel the barge and the shoulders through Correntile corner. He'll get the inside line for Biondetti. He's cut a lot of grass! Oh no. That is so unlucky for Natures. He got caught up in Villatel's spin, and now Petralia will take 6th position away from Natures. He was a second faster than Miro last lap. The gap down to 3.4 seconds. I think Marcel has got this if he doesn't make a mistake. He's got enough pace to try to catch up to the leader as Maverick dives down the inside of turn 1. Into Santanato goes the 2 drivers. Oh, he's covering off the lines perfectly. He's forced Bergie to put his brake on because Bergie had nowhere to go there. Tries to go around the outside of the Luco corner, and again setting himself up for Poggio Secco. We've seen this movie before. Bergie setting up the move on Miro last race. He's now trying to do the same thing to Maverick. Maverick again goes deep, just like Miro did last race. So again, Burgee gets a perfect run. This time, Maverick doesn't have the time to defend the inside line, which means he's going to do a clean pass from Burgee. Back up to P3, goes the pole sitter. Petralia has had his off, so he's lost P7 to Carrara. Natures has had another moment, so he's lost P9 and down to P11. The battle for P3 is still on. Maverick pulls to the left of Burgee. This time he's gonna have to go to the outside. Little bit of a squeeze. Doesn't work. Maverick opens up the corner, tries to brake as deep as possible. Burgee still has the favorable inside line. Maverick will have the inside for Luco, but it will be on the outside of Poggio Secco, and Burgee should cover him off. Maverick will try to get a better run and pile on the pressure once again down the inside of Materassi. Corner goes Maverick. And he makes a move stick. Now it's time for Burgee to go for the switchback out of Borgo San Lorenzo into Casanova. Allen chooses the wide entry line, and Burgee and Maverick are side by side again. Burgee has passed Maverick already. What an exit he got there out of the final corner. I have no idea which battle I should be looking at. Allen should pass Villatel relatively easily. They're going as far apart as possible on the straight. There's not a lot of side drafting these cars. You don't have to go this far apart. Marcel is on the back of Miro. He has 3 laps to attack. That is more than enough for a driver like Marcel. Villatel is not giving this one up. Around the outside of Villatel, he's going to run out of road. Yes, he does. He's on the grass. But he has the inside line of turn 2, and he covers off Villatel. So a successful recovery mission after dropping down outside the top 8. Allen is back up to P5, and Miko is challenging for the lead down the inside of turn 6. He can't make it stick. I can't imagine he can do it for 2 more laps though. Miro goes very hard to defend the inside line, but Marcel is just gonna cook him on the exit. Look at the exit Marcel is gonna get here. Miro goes extremely defensive and changing back to the middle. Marcel has got the overlap. This is now a slam dunk move. Marcel has the inside line for turn 1. Unless he completely messes up his braking zone, he will be looking at a double victory in the opening round of the MX5 Cup. What an achievement this could be for Marcel Miko. Miro is not giving this one up, but he's on the wrong side of turn 2 and he has a bit of a moment. He's still trying, looking to the inside of turn 3, but he can't do it. He does get a good run though. He's forcing Marcel to defend to the middle of turn 4. Can Marcel... Oh my goodness, Miro is trying this around the outside of turn 4. That is audacious. That has worked. What a move! What an overtake Miro just pulled off on the outside of turn 4. That is unthinkable. That is unfathomable. That has never been done before. But now, Marcel is to the inside of turn 10. They both gave each other room. We've got 1.5 lap remaining. And Marcel gets a much better exit. Maverick, meanwhile, has caught back up to Burgee. 6/10 is not an attacking gap, but at least he has a chance to put Burgee under pressure once again. Miro going very defensive, trying to edge Marcel out of the road. But Marcel will get the better exit. He will get a better run through Biondetti, Uno, and Due. Buccine corner is upon us. Once again, they choose a completely different line in the final corner. Marcel will get the run once again, coming out of the final corner. Can Miro this time defend the inside line? He's trying. He's given Marcel the inside again. I think this is a mistake, unless he wants to do the same thing he did last lap. But can he do it though? Side by side between the leaders onto the final lap of the race. Marcel has the inside line and he's cleared Miro into the braking zone, but he can't go to the left. Oh, Miro completely locks up the rear. How has he saved that? But that's gonna ruin his momentum. He doesn't have an overlap this time. Marcel can just run his line. Miro is trying to set up the corner. He's struggling with steering, trying to go left, go right in turn 3, turn 4. This time Marcel can just enter from the racing line. Miro still pushing extremely hard, trying to find any opportunity. He's using every inch of the track, but I think the opportunities are running out. Miro taking a tighter line, turn 6, giving Marcel a bump in turn 7. Marcel holds it. Marcel saves the car. That could have been a catastrophic crash between the leaders. Bergie almost won this race, you know. Sliding and Maverick is off. He is spun. Oh my goodness. And Alan has hit him. We have drama again on the final lap. Alan is up to P4. Maverick has lost P5. Vinatel goes past. Carrara is on the inside. And Carrara goes past. Maverick sees P4 vanish in front of his eyes. And back down to P7 goes Maverick. Shocking, shocking, shocking. But what's not shocking is Marcel Miku wins 2 from 2 in Mugello. Oh my. Oh. That's a very weird spin. A double victory from Marcel Miku in Mugello last Friday. So he is on 100 points, maximum points currently after 1 round and 2 races. Berger is up next and he is tied on points with Alan. And all 3 of the, actually all 4 or 5 of the top 5 championship standings are in the server tonight, so they will be accumulating more points in round 2 tonight. We are go for race 1 of round 2 here for the MX5s in the circuit of Spa-Francorchamps. It's a good start from Man, but they're almost going 3 wide into turn 1. Marcel Miku has made up a place on Alan, and he moves up into second. There was a tank slapper by one of the midfield cars, but everyone looks to have made it cleanly through La Source, which is very, very good. We've got side by side between Miro Regibi and Bergie, and one of them is gonna give, or do they stay side by side? Oh, it's a good move from Miro Regibi. He's past Bergie, but we must focus our attention to the top 3 because they're going 3 wide on the Camel Straight. So Marcel Miku has the inside line here, and Alan, the bright yellow car, is all the way around the outside. And Man, who didn't have any slipstream, is going to drop down to P3. And around the outside goes Alan. He takes the lead of the race. Maverick has gone deep into Lecom corner, and he's going to return the track in P9, it seems. Yes, he's dropped behind Spink. So some trouble there for Maverick. We can't use replays today because of, we missed the overtake for the lead. Marcel Miku down the inside of Brussels corner takes the lead on Alan, and Alan's pace is a bit off here. His line was not very good through Speaker's corner. So now Man is trying to challenge him down into Puhong, but he decides, or he thinks better of it, and stays behind for now. But all the battles from the top 3 meant Miro Regibi has joined the fight, and he almost tapped the rear end of Man coming out of the Puhong corner. To the front, we've got side by side for 3rd place between Miro Regibi and Man. It's a terrible start so far for Man. He's dropped from P1 to P4 on the opening lap of the race. That's 3 positions dropped for pole sitter. And side by side continues in towards the Fania chicane. Maverick around the outside of Spink. It will turn to the inside for turn 13. And that is move completed for Maverick. Spink on the inside of Maverick trying to retake P8. Who's going to brake latest? Spink on the inside, brakes later. Maverick still has the inside for the final part of the chicane and gets oversteer coming out of the corner. Where is the other 2 cars? They're all past him. And that oversteer moment has cost Maverick 2 positions. And now he's got Leila Petralia also to the inside. We've got a 4-way fight for P8 here. Leila to the inside of Maverick. As Villatau has made the move on Spink, but this fight is not going to end. They're almost going to go 3 wide up through a Rouge. Maverick on the most inside in the orange and blue car. Is anyone going to back out? Everyone does back out, so that's good at least. But it's very close between the leaders. Miro Regibi has basically bump drafted Alan to the rear end of Marcel Miku. That is brilliantly working together, but we have to focus on this battle because they are definitely not working together. They're all trying to pass each other, as Maverick now, after passing Spink, is trying to dive down the inside of the Lecom corner and makes a clean move on Villatau. But he gets a much better run than Villatau ahead. Spink meanwhile gets also a great run. They're going to go 3 wide on the back straight again, are they? They are trying, they are going to go 3 wide. This can't end well. In towards Blanchimont. Leila has the inside line. Villatau has to lift off to make it only 2 wide into the bus stop chicane. And Spink on the inside will try to take the position away from Leila. Leila hands it around the outside and defends the position. So up to P9 goes Leila Petralia. She's made up 9 positions now in 3 laps. But now it's Alan's turn to try to bump draft Miro Regibi. We didn't see the bump draft last lap. Let's see whether they can push each other to pass Marcel here. Is Miro going to pull out? Yes, he is. Is Alan going to go with him? Yes, he is. Alan continues to bump draft Miro and pushes Miro into the lead. But can Alan clear Marcel into the Lecom chicane? No. Marcel breaks later on the inside and he only loses 1 position. So now we have a new race leader in Miro Regibi who is defending for his life in Malmedy corner. And he's getting all kinds of out of shape. And this means Alan has a run on Marcel Miku. Going towards the outside, that's not going to work. This is a single line corner through Brussels. So the front 3 changes hands again. Marcel slightly wide through the speaker's corner. Alan gets a run to the inside of the Puhong corner. Can he make the dive? Let's go to the trackside camera. Careful, he doesn't understeer into Marcel. That's clean racing by the top 2 in the championship standings. And Petralia is now under attack from Spink, but Marcel defends his 2nd position on the inside of the Fania chicane. But now it's Miro Regibi with a 0.8 of a gap. We all saw how powerful the bump draft is. It now all depends on whether Alan wants to walk with Marcel to close the gap to Miro. This camera from Marcel, Alan is still giving him the push, but that means Man can try to sneak it around the outside of the bus stop chicane. Man will have the inside line for the final corner, and he does it. So Man, after dropping to P4 at the end of the first lap, has finally made some progress up to P3, passing Alan. We've got Spink to the inside trying to defend from Leila. He locks up and basically parks it on the apex there. That has meant he's going to go wide in the bus stop chicane. And now Villatau is joining this fight. Is he going to go to the inside to make it 3 wide or no? He tries to go around the outside of the La Source corner. Spink breaks really late, but he does make a stop. Leila is still on the outside, having a slide. But she makes a move stick, and up to P9 goes Leila Petralia again. But these 2 are going to go side by side up the hill and through a Rouge. Is anybody going to lift off? It doesn't seem like to be the case. They're going to go side by side through a Rouge and Radion. And that's my internet having the issue. That's not Leila driving completely off the circuit. And Nature has now caught up with Rice and trying to go around the outside of the Puhong corner. This is daring. This is close. This is contact. And around goes Rice. Nature stays alive and takes P12. Oh, change for the lead. Marcel Miku on the inside of the Puhong corner passes Miro Regibi. Marcel retakes the lead of the race with 4 minutes on the clock. Is he going to try to attack or do the bump draft? We've only got 2 laps at the end of this one. Miro is still behind Marcel. Man dives to the inside, but he couldn't make the move. Miro still has the inside line for the final part of the chicane, but he gets all crossed up on the exit, and Man gets a better run, even though he was on the more compromised line. They're gonna go side by side towards La Source, brakes almost at the same point. Man tries to do the cutback. That's a brilliant cutback. That's a terrific cutback. He's gonna get the drive up the hill. Man in the red and white machine on the outside, Miro on the inside. They're gonna go side by side through Eau Rouge. Man lifts and lets Miro go first, because if they stay side by side, Marcel is going to run away with this. They have to work together to try to hunt Marcel down again. Scotty is still trying to make the move on Hay. It's been a brilliant fight between the pair of them. It's a shame that we don't have enough cameras to cover this incredible battle, pushing it to the limit and making contact, and off the circuit goes Hay and rejoining, and while the hips and shoulders were given, and Alan is going to pull out of the situation on Man, so it's every man for himself now. There's no more cooperation. They're all jostling for position. This is only going to help the race leader of Marcel Miko to try to run away side by side down towards the final chicane. Man has the inside line, but who is going to break the latest? Man breaks slightly later, but Alan holds it around the outside. They're gonna go side by side through this very tricky and tight bus stop chicane. Man gets shoved out onto the runoff area, but he keeps it intact and keeps his position. Petralia has a terrible issue. She has dropped now back down to P11. They were battling between her and Maverick, and they must have made contact. We're looking at Miro. Man is definitely not going to help him anymore. Man's trying to go to the inside and take second position away on the final lap. They're going to go side by side into the Lecombe chicane, and Miro cuts his nose off, just tensing aggressively and trust Man to not run deep. And that is a brilliant defense from Miro, and that means Man has lost momentum in the Lecombe corner, and Alan may have another chance to attack Man. Coming into the final bus stop chicane, Miro looks clear enough. It looks to be between Alan and Man. They're going to go side by side through Blanchimont. Alan has the inside of Blanchimont, and he just about clears Man. Can he attack Miro into the final braking zone, or is he defending to the inside? They're going to go side by side in the bus stop. Alan defends deep and takes a position. But at the front, it's going to be 3 wings from 3 races for the start of the season. They're side by side for P3. And who's taken it? Man has that man taken? No, Alan has kept it. Okay. So, Marcel Miko wins again. And mistake for Hay. Hay has lost it in the final bus stop chicane. He's bottled it on the final corner, and Scotty has taken P6 after all this battling. It was decided on the last corner. Unbelievable things. As he disconnects from the session, he gets too much onto the sausage curb of the first part of the bus stop chicane, sometime here behind Maverick. So Maverick had a terrible run through campus. Petralia is on the inside of the Stabilo corner and getting hooked on the curb, and yeah, that's really unlucky. She's looking at an 8th position there, and she would have probably got it because she was faster than Maverick. Spink, who finished 10th in race 1, gets the start from pole position. But a brilliant start as per usual by the blue and black machine of Marcel Miko, as Spink will drive us down towards turn 1. Maverick on the inside and making contact, and a spin and a hit. That was one of the cars, all of the yellow cars got conjured up together. That was Bergie, probably one of the cars that made contact. We're looking behind him. He's trying to go side by side up the hill with Man. And we've got 4 wide, and they may crash, make contact. Miro is caught up in it, but he didn't crash. But the championship leader, the guy that has won 3 races in a row, is caught up in it. Marcel Miko and Alan. So 2 of the winning contenders are eliminated after the first corner, essentially. We're going 3 wide down the Camel Straight. And Berger is trying to take advantage of all of this chaos because he is now the first driver on the road that has the pace to win. They're making contact behind them. That's Nature's hitting man. And he is off the circuit himself and losing several positions. Down to P10 goes Nature's. Let's go to the front of the field. We've got Hay trying to dive to the inside of Maverick, taking second position away. On the inside of the Brussels corner, Maverick goes deep, goes wide, and loses second position. So Hay moves up to second. Marcel, Miku, and Alan, the biggest losers after the first lap. There was 3 wide up the hill and made contact, and more contact were made. Carrara, that's a dangerous rejoin, and he's completely scared Alan off the circuit. We've got a 3-car crash there at Puhong corner, so that's 3 free positions for Marcel, Miku, and Alan. Back to the front of the field, Hay is battling with Spink, and it looks like Hay has great pace here. Let's not go on board with Spink. I want this view. Hay is to the inside of the Blanchemont corner, just blinking his lights, trying to show Spink that he's there. He's hit him. He's hit him. He's hit him around. And what a save by Spink. That was a brilliant save from Spink, but he kind of returned dangerously, but the speed difference is way too big anyways. Man to the inside, they're going chaos in the top 4. Burgess around the outside of Scotty, couldn't make the pass. Hay is now getting attacked by Maverick, and Maverick will probably benefit from all of this and come up in the lead if he can go around the outside of the Lassour's corner. This first lap has been nothing but chaos. Hay is shaking his wheel in frustration or in whatever. But he has the lead, and he spins, and he hits Maverick, and he spins again, and he hits Man, and he hits everybody, and he hits another one, and... oh my goodness. So now we have Berger and Scotty fighting for the lead. Where is Maverick? He's dropped down to P5, and he's about to go 3 wide up the hill. Petralia on the inside, and she touches Maverick, and Villatel is sent into the Shadow Realm. She's going to rejoin P7. What the hell is happening on the opening lap of this race? This is why reverse races are so fun to watch, but Man has come out on top. He has somehow found himself in the lead of the race. We can go around the outside of the Lecombe corner, and he does, or does he? He doesn't. Scotty is still there, and now Berger to the inside of Man and shoving Man to the out edge of the track, and now Spink is joining in through the middle. Man tries to go back to the inside of Spink, but he can't do it. So Man, after momentarily going up to P1, is dropping back down to P4. Spink goes wide, rejoins in front of Man, but he's going to be under attack here. Oh my goodness. Let's go back to the normal leaderboard and see what the gap is between Marcel and Miku. They're not that far away, you know. They've already caught up to Laurie and the pack. And Miro is being passed. There's a spin for Spink. And he has now lost the chance to battle for the lead. He was right in front of Bergie, I believe, and there goes Marcel Miku. He is now to the inside of Laurie, and already up to ninth position is the 3-time winner this season already, Alan, to the inside of Laurie, giving him a shove and shoving him into the gravel. Oh, that's a little bit too aggressive from Alan there. Could have probably left a bit more room on the outside. Angela takes the defensive line through the bus stop chicane. That means Berger will get a much better run coming out of the start-finish straight. We've got Marcel Miku to the outside of Villatel. They're going to go side by side through the chicane. No contact made. Very clean. How about this lead battle? Scotty is still on the outside. That's the wrong camera. Berger to the inside, and he takes the lead of the race. If he can close the door on him, yes he does. Where is this? Villatel is to the inside of Marcel, still trying to defend his 8th position. He leaves enough space on the outside for Marcel to go through. Let's go on board with the championship leader. They're going to go side by side up through Eau Rouge, and Alan is joining this fight. To the inside goes Alan. Does Villatel close the door? He doesn't. Alan worked the outside. And they somehow both survive incredibly, and Scotty is trying to retake the lead from Bergie. who's gonna blink first? Bergie blinks first on the inside, so Scotty holds the lead again, but he's got a pull wrong, and Bergie has to lift there, because otherwise he will hit him, and Petralia has been passed by Miro, so Miro up to 5th, and what's happened there? Somebody is facing the wrong way. Marek Natures has been punted by somebody, or he's made a mistake, so the 3 Czechs are not together anymore. Marcel Miku is clear, Villatel is under threat from Allen. Allen has the inside line for the Bruxelles corner. Villatel tries to close the door, but it was too late. Allen was already there. And now Spink, he couldn't do it, couldn't he? No, Villatel keeps P9, and Spink goes Spink again. Now Layla looking to the inside of Maverick. They're going to resume their battle from race number 1. But Miro really needs one of them to bump draft him to catch the guys in front. So without the bump draft, it's going to be difficult for Miro to try to catch everybody ahead. And now we're side by side for the lead again. Scotty is forced to defend the inside at the Bruxelles corner. Berger gets a better run, but brilliant defending that is from Scotty. Parking it on the apex. There was no way Berger could make the pass, but Scotty gets oversteered on the speaker's corner. He holds the lead though. Miro, meanwhile, also gets a shocking run out of turn 9, and Layla is going to try to attack him to the inside of the Puhong corner. They're really going to go side by side here, and Miro is hit off. Layla has hit Miro off in the Puhong corner. Drama here. And the lead changes now. Berger around the outside of the Fania chicane. He's past Scotty, and back up into P1 goes Berger. Man is now right on the bumper of Scotty. Scotty pulls to the outside. Berger defends the inside. They're going to go side by side through Blanchimont. And Man goes to the other side. They're going to go 3 wide into the bus stop chicane. Make contact again. And try to squeeze, break. They're not making the corner, are they? Somehow they all survive. Berger made contact with Scotty on the entry of the corner, and then he bumped into Man as well. It's a miracle that all of them survived that. Into the braking zone, and they make contact there, and now they're trying to go 3 wide again, are they? Man is not close enough this time, but Berger is to the inside of Scotty, and who will brake latest? They brake around the same time, and Scotty goes off. He braked too late, and he's going to return P3. So 2 positions lost for Angela Scotty from P1 down to P3, and now Berger takes the lead with Man second. Oh, a moment for Maverick at the Malmedy corner, but no way through for Marcel Miku. And another moment for Maverick. He's struggling for something. Is his tires dropping off? And he basically handed the position to Marcel Miku. That would be music to the ears of Marcel. And terrible news for Allen, because he's dropped now 2 seconds behind Marcel Miku, but Marcel made an error coming out of the speaker corner. He ran into the gravel. Maverick decides not to attack. Gained and lost, so both Berger and Man up 5 positions from their starting grid. Scotty up 2 from P5 to P3. Layla Petralia from P11 up to P4. So once again, Layla has great race pace. Only imagine if she qualified top 3 or top 5, she could have been easily in this lead battle. Marcel might not even get P4 here. Layla might be able to get onto the podium. Allen trying to open the door. That is so close. Squeezing through the inside of Blanchimont. Wow. He basically pushed the door open there. Maverick left almost no space to the inside. But Allen says, that space is mine. Where the f... Hello. We're racing Spa, not in Zoda. And Man takes the lead around the outside of the source corner. He brakes too deep. Berger lets him go though. Man gets a slide coming out of the corner. Berger will get the run up the hill. Meanwhile, Laurie is almost spinning and losing P10 side by side between Natures and Carrara. Carrara has caught up to Natures. And their battle for P12 resumes, coming on towards the start-finish straight and starting their penultimate lap. Man under pressure from Berger. Berger to the outside. Does he get enough of a run? He'll get ahead into the braking zone, but Man has the inside line. They both leave each other a lot of room actually. Men even drove onto the gravel to try to avoid contact, being very careful and cautious because they know these are valuable points whether you're P1 or P2. They're going to gain points on Marcel Miku. They don't want to throw this away, but they're fighting really hard now. Man looking to the inside of Burgi, trying to squeeze Burgi to the edge of the track. Burgi still returns to the favored racing line for turn 9, so he holds on for now. Wide goes Burgi. And they're gonna go side by side to the Fania chicane, battling for the lead of the race. Man, the red and white machine around the outside, he couldn't make the move. Burgi holds it strong on the inside of the chicane. And Scotty is closing back in because of how hard these two are battling. They're costing each other time. But there's no time for the rest of them to catch up, and around goes Leila Petralia. Oh, she was closing on Scotty by about a second a lap. She could have got P3 there, but another major error at the end of the race. This time at the Fania chicane instead of Stavelo is going to cost him a lot of positions, down to P8. She goes, and Man has taken the lead back again. Side by side down towards the final chicane. Burgi goes to the inside of the chicane. There are 13 seconds on the clock. They should get another lap. Man holds it strong on the chicane, but he gets a slide on the exit of the corner. They're going to cross the line with 2 seconds to go. So one more lap to decide them all. And Scotty is closing in. Burgi looking to the inside. He needs to be patient because otherwise Scotty is going to join the fight. Man goes deep through La Source, but he gets better traction on the wider line. That's a brilliant exit from Man. Look at how much he's pulled away from Burgi. Now Burgi is the guy that's under attack from Scotty. And Petralia has repassed Miro coming down towards the turn 1. These two have history, remember? Leila hit Miro off the circuit at Puhong corner in the middle of the race. But now we must look at Angelo Scotti because he looks to be set to make an attack on Burgi. He's not going to give Burgi the bump. He's going to pull out. Around the outside goes Scotti and has Burgi's winning chances just blown in front of his eyes after the terrible exit coming out of La Source. Yes, it has. Scotty around the outside of the corner takes P2. A little bit of correction mid-corner, a little bit of correction from Burgi mid-corner. The top 3 separated by 0.8 of a second. This exit absolutely critical. Man, 3rd gear, feathering the throttle, now full throttle, now he doesn't have to lift. But look at how close Scotty is. 0.3 of a second separating the top 2. 0.4 of a second now, so Man does get a better exit, but Scotty will get the chance to dive in the final corner. The gap is closing, but is he gonna close enough? 3.3, still 0.3. Into Blanchimont, the draft gets Scotty closer and closer and even closer. Will Man defend inside line? Yes, he will. Scotty looks to the outside of the bus stop chicane. He's going to break deeper. Around the outside goes Scotty. Can he make the move on the final lap? On the final corner? Where is Burgi? Burgi is not there. Scotty has won it. On the final corner overtake. What a move! And the same thing is going to happen between Leila and Miro. They're going to go side by side in the final chicane. And Leila is going to hold on in P7. Just about. They're making... Oh, they hit each other off the line. Oh my goodness. You thought he's out of it. We all thought he was out of it. When he dropped back by 1.5 seconds on Man and Burgi. But somehow, someway, through a last lap, last corner overtake, Angelo Scotti wins race 2. Here at Spa-Francorchamps. We have Marcel Miku winning 3 of the first 4 races, so he has a 64-point lead over Sandy Burgi and Alan. But Burgi is not here this week. He missed the Tatas race yesterday, and it looks like he is also going to miss the MX5 race tonight. All 6 lights are off and we are go at Japan for race 1 of tonight. And Miro Gibi gets a better start. He's already alongside Juho's opponent Maverick after a brilliant start. He's already challenging P5 into turn 1. Let's look at this camera from Miro. He will have the inside line and take second position from Juho. Maverick down the inside of Leila Petralia even, and he's being hit slightly, but he still has control of his car. Miro is trying to challenge Marcel around the outside. We've got trouble here from Natures. He's in the pack. And in the battle, and there's contact in front between Callum and Dokkan. They got very sideways coming around turn 3. We got Marcel Miku now being passed by Miro Regibi. They're going side by side into turn 4. Marcel takes the inside line, takes the position and holds his lead. But a brilliant start from Miro Regibi, almost challenging the lead of Marcel Miku. Now down into turn 5. He's going to the inside, but he will be on the outside for turn 6. I think Marcel Miku will still hold the line. Yes, he does, but this all means Juho's opponent is getting really close to the back of both of them, but Juho has to defend on the inside against Leila Petralia, as Alex Romiskas has made a brilliant start, going up from somewhere around P11 up to P7, but he's in the dogfight here, going 3 wide with Northie and Callum. Callum around the outside can break the latest, but Alex has the inside line. There's contact between Northie and Callum, and Northie gets sideways, so he has to save his car and dropping down to P10, and now P11 goes Northie. Both of the track drivers take advantage of that. Villatel up to P9, Nature's up to P10. Villatel now has a moment coming out of turn 12, and now he's being passed by both Northie and Airman. Airman down the inside of Northie. Northie getting, oh my goodness, what happened there? Romiskas and Callum getting all out of shape. What is going on? We're going 3 wide in front and 3 wide behind Romiskas. They're fighting very hard. Dokkan on the inside of Callum into the final corner. Who is going to yield? Dokkan breaks earlier, but he will have the better line. Can he squeeze Callum out? Coming out of the final corner, they're still going to be side by side, but we have to look at the front because Miro Legibi is side by side with Marcel Miku down into turn 1. Miro challenging around the outside. He must have got a great exit coming out of the final corner, but Marcel Miku has the inside line. Can Miro Legibi do the cutback? No. Marcel parks on the apex perfectly, and he holds P1 for now, but this is complete chaos. Around the outside goes Callum on Nature's challenging P6, but Callum holds the line into turn 2. We now got Villatel going around the outside of Airman, and Teja Sharma has round into turn 1, and people are cutting on the grass as Luck PP having problem with Alan. Alan has moved up only 1 spot into P15, so it's been a terrible start from Alan. He's only moved up 1 place, and he has a 3-second gap to Brian Garcia in front of him. Down the inside goes Villatel. He's side by side with Alex. Running wide is Airman in front of them. This is only going to concertina this whole group up, and we're still going side by side at the front of this group. Callum holding 6 strong on Nature's, but Romiskas on the inside of Villatel will try to take 10th position away, but now they're almost going 3 wide in turn 6. Airman getting loose coming out of turn 6, which means Alex can go around the outside. The green car comes out on top. Airman now has to defend inside line as Alex goes off into the AstroTurf, into the gravel, and he's taken Northie with him. Northie uses his line, got punished as well. So Airman somehow keeps P9, but Villatel is challenging him around the outside of turn 9. He can't do it. Airman breaks deeper but makes a corner. Side by side between Callum and Nature's again. Nature's fighting really hard, but he can't find a way through for now. And off the track goes Airman. Airman is in the gravel. Where the hell is he? He's returned to the track now. At the front of the pack, Marcel Miku leads by 8/10 of a second over Miro Legibi, who's completely lost the line to the final corner. He's lost 3/10 of a second with that mistake. On board with currently 3rd place in the championship, who's had a shocking qualifying and also struggling to make any inroads in the race. He's got Shabo in front of him, who, as we saw in qualifying, wasn't the fastest in the world, as Alex Romiskas now to the inside of Villatel will take nice position into turn 4. Villatale doesn't fight it, trying to get an up and under and getting a better traction coming out of the corner, but he will be on the outside of turn 5, and he doesn't have enough overlap, so move completed from Alex. How about Alan? He's still stuck behind Shabo. This is really hurting Alan. I don't know what's happened to him, but he seems very unaccustomed to this Japan circuit. He's going all over the back, and that is contact, and what a save by Shabo. Back to this fight, wide goes Natures in turn 14, so now Callum will get the chance to attack again as Villatale kicks up all the gravel. At turn 14's exit, Callum looking to the outside of Natures. The top 5 are gone. The best position he can fight for is P6, and they are absolutely going for it. To the inside is Alex as well, just behind him. The green car hits the brown car, and Dokkan is round. And he tries to rejoin, but that's a little bit unsafe. Northie will go around the outside of the spinning Dokkan, who got hit by Alex from Skis. So that's another questionable move we've seen in the space of half a lap. Firstly by Alan on Shabo, now by Alex on Dokkan. Into turn 9, defending the inside. Oh, Dokkan completely crossed up, but he somehow made the move. He was almost out of control into the braking zone of turn 9, but in the end he's made the move stick, and back after P10 goes Dokkan. Large gap as Maverick now side by side with Leila Petralia, and passing Leila Petralia already on the back straight. It must have been a mistake from Leila into the previous tricky right-hander, but Leila sends it to the inside, and she brakes too late and almost hits Sopaning in front. Maverick goes for the cutback, but they're still going to be side by side on the start-finish straight. A little bit of side-to-side contact. Little blink of the light by Leila to apologize as Marcel Miku sets the fastest lap of the race. That's almost as fast as his qualifying lap, so he's got great pace. He's pulled away by 2.5 seconds on Miro Gibi. Leila has the inside line. Can Maverick hang it all the way around the outside? He's gone deep, 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 and too deep. He still has the inside, but he has to yield, surely. Otherwise, they will make contact. And all of this fighting is helping Juha's opponent so much. As Airman now getting challenged by, or challenging Northie, I should say, but he can't do it around the outside. He's trying to go for the cutback, and oh, Northie losing it on power and somehow saving it and still holds the position, but no, his exit compromised because of the humongous moment that he just had in turn 2. And now Alex is making more moves. This time looks to be cleaner, as he goes to the inside of turn 4 on Malik Natures, and up to P7 goes the Hungarian. Alan, meanwhile, to the inside of Brian Garcia, and they're all off the circuit. And Northie was also off the circuit. Northie clearly struggling with something, but Alan is made the move on Brian Garcia up to P13, but that's not going to be a lot of points. Let's go on board with Maverick and see whether Leila will make the sand into this tricky right-hand. In fact, Maverick going for the sand. He's on the inside of Leila. Leila can't turn in. Leila has to open up the steering angle, but she will get a better drive coming out of turn 14. They're going to go side by side, and Leila to the inside of Juho Sopan on the grass. My goodness. And did Sopaner see it? Yes. Now he leaves Leila enough space on the inside, but now they're gonna go 3 wide into the final corner. Leila's line is too tight, so she has to back out of it, and Maverick goes cleanly around the outside and takes fourth position away. And look at the momentum Maverick has. He's going to challenge Juho Sopaner already, coming down into turn 1. As Marcel Miku sets the fastest lap of the race once again. Natures is now getting past left, right, and center, and down to P9 goes the Czech driver. Callum has been passed by Alex. But we have to look at this battle for the final podium place, and down the inside is Juho Sopanen trying to repass Maverick into P3, and he does. So after all that, Maverick actually made the move on Leila, end up into P4, but now Leila gets a brilliant drive out of turn 2. Let's focus on this for a little moment. Callum still defending from now Villatale, who's passed Natures in all of that, so Maverick now having to defend from Leila Petralia, who got a brilliant round of turn 2, side by side into turn 4. Leila has the better line, but she spins and she saves Another brilliant save from one of our 20 drivers tonight. But that's surely going to cost her momentum, and yes, it does. So she has to stay in P5 for now. How about this battle? Villatelle is now going 3 wide with Callum and Natures. What is happening here? They're still going 2 wide between Villatelle and Callum. The car's livery are exactly the same, so I have no idea which one is which one, but Callum has made the move back up to P7. He was P6 a moment ago, but clearly Alex Romsix has a much faster pace than these 3 drivers, and off the track goes Callum at turn 8. So that's a free position. Back to P7 goes Villatelle. How about Natures? Can he brake later around the outside? No, Callum absolutely throws the car into the corner. What an overtake! But here is Maverick. He's had a bit of a slide, and look at the momentum that Leila Petralia has got. Leila has the inside line to turn 7. Surely that is move complete. Yes, it is. Back up to 4th goes Leila Petralia, and around almost goes Juho Sopanen. Absolutely sideways, and look at all the speed he has lost. On board with Leila Petralia, trying to go around the outside of turn 9. Juho brakes later and makes the apex. A little bit of contact because Juho parked it on the apex. So now Maverick back up to 4th. This is a brilliant scrap between these 3 drivers trying to fight for the final podium place. As Alan had made something happen to Northie. Did they make contact? Or did Northie just go off himself? We will revisit that at the end of the race, and Maverick gets a pole run out of turn 14. So now it's Leila Petralia's chance to try to go back up to 4th, but they really need to stop fighting amongst themselves and trying to really challenge Juho Sopanen. They're letting Sopanen running away with this because they're constantly battling amongst themselves. Maverick defends the inside line to the final corner. Leila will get a brilliant run coming out of the final. Look at that brilliant switchback line. And oh, they're almost making side-to-side contact. Leila in the purple car going to the outside. Maverick on the inside defending. And Juho Sopanen will be safe into turn 1 again. Maverick getting out of the shape into turn 1. He's braked too late, and now he opens the door up for Leila Petralia. However, Maverick will still have the inside line for turn 2, and he parks it on the apex. Leila, can he get to the inside? Yes, she can. Brilliant. Fantastic from Leila Petralia. That is how you do a textbook switchback move. But now we're on to the final lap of the race. So if they want to challenge Juho Sopanen, they've only got one opportunity. Docker has the better line, and now looking to the inside of turn 7, he's going to stand it, and he's scared. Nature's off the track. There wasn't contact, but little nose on the inside has absolutely scared Natures, who's still trying to recover and going sideways and onto the wall and back onto the track. He will still hold P10. Airman around the outside. No, yes, Airman has better traction and better drive, and Natures has lost a valuable spot because the top 10 will be reversed in race 2. So Natures has to take this position back in order to start from pole. It's the difference between starting from pole and P11 for the second race. So this is going to be a crucial final 2 straights as Marcel Miku absolutely dominant once again. But this will not be the final lap, actually. We've still got one more lap at backward pardon, so they still have chance to fight again, because Marcel Miku is very far ahead of the battles we were looking at. So if somebody put in one last lap of fuel, they might be in trouble, because it will be 9 laps instead of 8 laps, as side by side between Callum and Villatelle for P7. And wide goes Juho Sopanen again. He's under massive pressure. This is the final lap of the race. Sopanen has to defend the inside line to turn 9. Leila tries to break deeper around the outside. Can he get the cutback now? He can't again. There was contact again. It was almost deja vu from a couple of laps ago. Now Maverick trying to challenge around the outside. We've got Callum now passing Villatelle somewhere. That was very weird because they are separated by quite a lot. Maybe Callum made the move into turn 7 and scared Villatelle off, just like Natures, who got scared off a lap ago. Thinking of the line from Marcel Miku, he will win race 1 of Japan tonight. Juho's opener defends inside line as Miragibi finishes second. Then shooting 3 different lines. Maverick goes for a spin. Maverick spins around the outside. He tries to brake too late, but he was still finishing P5, so that's okay. Leila Petralia, can she make the move on open across the line? No! A tenth of a second is the final gap. Allen has spun at turn 14, so now Northey has the chance to return the favor as Airman trying to look to the inside of Dokkan. He's actually got great pace. He's almost caught up to P9. That is incredible. Northey now on the outside of Allen. They're going side by side into the final corner. As Airman actually passes Dokkan on the line. Oh, wide goes Allen. Off the circuit goes the yellow car. Northey takes P12 on the final corner. So, oh. But yeah, that was after the race, wasn't it? So Airman actually got a better run and pipped Dokkan to the line. And they made contact after the race, so that's okay. That was just playing around. Into turn 7, into turn 8. Oh, that's Brian Garcia almost spinning. And oh, that's a bit weird. Huh. That's very weird. It's like if Allen forgot to brake or something. Because you can see him, if you look at the pedals, he's already lifted off, so he should be on the brakes immediately, but he wasn't. And away we go. Oh, was that a jump start? Just a brilliant start from Airman, who's already taken the lead from Dokkan. As they run down towards turn 1, we've got Maverick on the outside and a lot of cars going to the inside. So Airman holds the lead here into turn 1. I have no idea whether he jumped or not. Let's look at Maverick, who's trying to go around the other. Oh, spinning is Dokkan. He's out of control on the brakes and somehow he's held it all together. That was so dangerous because if he spun at the front of the pack, it's going to cause chaos to everybody behind. And everybody has made it all through. Oh no, Brian Garcia is round. Allen is round. He's gonna have no points in this race at this rate. Like 4 points, 8 points maybe. That is a shocking round as Dokkan closes the door. So a couple of positions made already by Marcel Miku. He's up from P10 to P8. Contact, and what a save! What a brilliant double save! They're now 4 wide going into turn 7. Leila Petralia going to go around the outside and make 1 position, 2 positions, but she's off the track and she rejoins and she has to give all the positions back. So back to P6 goes the purple car, and now she's under pressure from Maverick and Marcel Miku and all the fast runners behind her challenging to turn 9. All the way around the outside is Marek Natchez. Can he make the move? Oh, he's getting pushed wide by Marcel Miku. And he rejoins and hits Marcel Miku and hits again. And around goes Marek Natchez. My goodness me, that was chaotic, that was ugly, and off the track goes Northey, off the track goes Miro Nagibi, second place in the first race, is also off the circuit. I have no idea what that camera is, but he is down to P13 and potentially P14. This is a terrible start for both Marcel Miku and Miro Nagibi. Marcel actually made a good start, but after the contact between him and his fellow countryman Marek Natchez, he is back down to P9, which means Juho Sobel is now up to P8, Maverick is up to P6, and we're still going side by side now between Alex Romsik and Callum. So this 3-way fight is still continuing with Airman just in front of them, having his race on his own, and oh my goodness, that's way too deep from Callum. He's completely missed the braking zone. So Romsik will get P2, but Villatel gets a better traction. They're now side by side and making contact, side to side contact, Dokkan and Juho Sopanen. This is also 3 wide. I have no idea where to look. Alex takes the inside line and P2 away from Villatel, but now Callum trying to look to the middle of the 3. And they all survive. Are these 3 going to survive? No, Dokkan is pushed wide and Marcel Miku is shoved off. That's very aggressive and dangerous from Spink, who shoved Marcel Miku off. And now look at Alex, he is so fast. Layla to the inside of Callum. This is tight, very tight, and Airman is off again. The race leader is off the track and onto the grass. Alex takes the lead of the race. Leila Petralia to the outside of Callum. This is now the battle for second position, and just rejoining his airman. His tyres will be full of grass, and he moves from P1 down to P4 after the mistake into turn 8. Still side by side between second and third. Leila Petralia to the inside of Callum into turn 11. Callum tries to hold it around the outside, but he can't. He runs out of grip, runs out of the track. Leila Petralia up to P2. Deep goes Villatel, and he's basically drawn Maverick into it, because Maverick uses his braking point as a reference, but he still be able to make the move, and contact between Superman and Dolkirk. Around goes Miro Nagibi, and that's a don't-safe rejoin. He's hit Michele Carrara trying to rejoin after whatever happened to him. Marcel Miko around the outside of both Dolkirk and Joe Superman. He tried to make two moves on the back straight. Around the outside goes Leila Petralia on Callum. Callum is re-diving into the inside and make the move stick again, and 3 wide into the final corner, and Docker is all out of shape. He's down to P9. Marcel Miko is up to P7. He's made the double overtake walk. Callum retakes P2 from Leila Petralia on the back straight. And now Breeze, and around goes Michele Carrara into the final corner again. He got hit by a recovering Miro Lagibi a corner ago, and now he's round again to the final corner. Round almost goes Callum, absolutely out of shape. It's the Dutch driver, but he still holds it. He is the best friend of Alex Romsix right now, because if he can hold everybody behind him up, Alex is leading by 2.5 seconds, but now Leila has the inside line, has the move. She will have the inside for turn 4. Callum trying to squeeze Leila to the inside to squeeze her, but that doesn't seem to work. He's now going to go cleanly around the outside and running out of the room, and look at Airman. He is now joining this fight again. Around the outside of turn 5, which will turn to the inside of turn 6 if Airman can hold it there, but he can't. Now it's Callum who's had a moment, but Airman is not close enough to dive into turn 9. Oh, is he? He's looking, and oh my goodness! That is absolutely shocking from Callum, and Marcel Miko is caught up in it again, and around goes Dogcat. Oh wow, where that Dogcat is completely round. That is a terrible mistake from Callum. We said he made a brilliant move into turn 9, almost out of control, but still in control. That was completely out of control, and he has hit Leila from P2 to P7. If this gets reported, it's going to be a hefty penalty for Callum, as he completely outbrake himself into the tricky turn 9, but he's still trying to fight for the podium, and around the inside goes Juho Sopanen. He's got the best run out of all of these drivers, and contact between Miro and Dolcat. These two are still in the wars, but now with each other. I have no idea where to look, and after all of that, Alex has the lead of 6.5 seconds. Surely, even by Marcel Miko's standard, he can't catch up that much. Just increase the chance of an incident happening, as Marcel Miko now, after passing Villatel, is now challenging around the outside of Airman, and Airman has been hit. Airman tries to leave space for Marcel on the outside, so he has to lift, and now he's being hit by Villatel and Petralia. Down the inside goes the purple car of Leila Petralia, who is recovering back from P8 up to P6, and Callum has made the move around the outside of Maverick. Into P2 goes Callum, but he's now 7.5 seconds behind, and oh, Juho Sopanen has hit Maverick around, and Maverick is completely off, and off goes Leila Petralia trying to avoid. We've seen another crime committed into turn 9, this time Maverick getting hit from P2 to P8. The same exact thing happened 2 laps in a row. And now Miro Nagibi challenging side by side with Dokan. So yeah, Miro's car is definitely quite damaged, because he should be faster than a lot of these drivers that he's trying to battle really hard with, and off the track goes Miro. That's intentional. Yeah, I think after Dogcan's stupid squeeze out of turn 14 last lap, Miro Nagibi decides to give Dogcan a medicine of his own, but that is definitely retaliation. Anyway, back to this ridiculous 7-car fight. We're going 2x2, and hitting the inside is Villatel. He's round, he hit Airman, so Airman is completely off the track, and North is now joining all of this. Down towards turn 4, 9 minutes remaining of this race. The inside is Juho Sopanen defending later, hitting the side of Callum, and look at Marcel Miku getting the best run out of the three. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 5. This is not going to work. Somebody has to yield. Marcel Miku yields. He's a championship leader. He can't take that much risk. Marcel gets the best drive out of turn 14, so he got too good of a drive. And now we're almost going 5, 6, 7 wide. However many cars in this battle, I have no idea what's going to happen into the final corner. They all fan out, choosing 5 different lines. To the inside is Callum. He's braked too early, and Juho's opener goes clearly around the outside. And Leila Petralia is also on the outside, passing Maverick into P5, or she's defending from Maverick, in fact. So everybody stays in position. Somehow, these 5 are still in the positions that they started the last cornering. This is absolutely incredible. Miro Legibi has had contact again with Natures and Dolcamp, but Marcel Miku to the inside. And oh, around goes Leila Petralia. I am losing my voice. Maverick has hit Leila Petralia, and Marcel Miku has made the double move on Callum Edge, who's opening to turn 1. What the flipping hell is going on in this race? It is absolutely chaotic. Maverick is retaining the position. He's decided to give Leila the position on track so he doesn't get a penalty at the end of the race. That's Alan now up to P10, finally passing Spink. But that's the position he needed to be in race 1, not in race 2. You need to be in P10 in race 1 to finish or to start from pole on race 2. Finishing P10 in race 2 does you absolutely no good. So Marcel Miku is finally clear. He will finish P2. Alex will win this race. Who will take the final step on the podium? Leila is out, basically. Maverick is also basically out because they got hit, or they hit each other. Maverick hit Leila into turn 1, so they are now 4 seconds behind the fight for the final podium place. And Dolcan going left, going right, and almost hitting the back of Spink, as Spink gets scared off, and off goes Spink, and rejoining the track very dangerously, but he somehow didn't hit anybody. Petralia, but Norfi is still challenging her. But he has slipped out of the throttle. You can't really go side by side into turn 12. That would be way too dangerous. Into this very tricky turn 14. To the inside is Villatel. Absolutely speedway style. Fully crossed up and making the move is Lucas Villatel. Up to P7 goes Villatel. And down to P14 goes Spink. He's another moment. So now both Miro and Natures have passed him. And Callum is fighting with Juho's opponent. Opponent finally made the move on Callum. There was contact, but also only a little bit of love tap. And to the inside of Villatel is Norfi, so Norfi retakes P7 away from Villatel, who made that brilliant move into turn 14, but he couldn't hold out for long. Spink is on the inside of Natures into the final corner. Callum to the inside of Juho's opponent. That's just a little dive, but that has sent Juho wide, and now Callum to the inside, looking. Side by side between the two drivers, trying to go for the cutback and hit. To the inside goes Maverick, and Norfi gets crossed up again. I think that's just his style of taking turn 14. I don't think... maybe he didn't even want to make the move on Villatel a lap ago. I don't know, but it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But now Norfi on the rear end of Maverick, going to look to the inside into the final corner. Norfi absolutely sent it. What a brilliant send. I mean, there was contact, but I'm not sure if he would have stopped the car actually if Maverick wasn't on the outside. But that was a dive bomb right on the edge of whether that was legal or illegal, but it doesn't matter because Maverick gets better drive and should be able to complete the move into turn 1. And he does. So Marcel Miku continues to set fastest laps of the race, but that's going to be too little too late, unfortunately, because Alex is 9 seconds ahead. We've got battle for P4 though. Airman now has passed Callum. To the inside of turn 4, Callum will not let this one go, we'll know. He's very aggressive on the brakes, trying to squeeze, and Airman hit the squeeze. Callum tried to squeeze Airman in the apex, and in the end he got squeezed by Airman on the exit. Petralia is back on the rear end of Callum and getting a better run and going to go to the inside of turn 11. Callum leaves her space, but he runs out of the road himself. So a couple of positions lost. Inside 1 lap for Callum. He drops from P4 to P6. And to the inside goes the purple car. And that's the race. Alex has slowed down on the final lap. So this is the final lap. This is the final battle for 4th. Alex has slowed down on the final lap to make sure this is the final lap. So Alex Romiskis wins the 2nd race tonight. I got completely caught out. He will be the 3rd different race winner of the MX5 season 15. Marcel Mico with a brilliant comeback drive after getting involved in a couple of incidents, none of his own fault, but he still recovers after P2. Juho Sopinen ends up on the final step on the podium. Leila Petralia, after getting hit by Callum from P2 to P9, recovers back up to P4, a great drive from her. And Kamli Ehrman on his first ever race, I think, in the league, if I'm not mistaken, finishes in P5. And we go racing. Brands Hatch. That's a brilliant getaway from Marcel Mico. He's already alongside Alan, but he will be on the outside through Paddock Hills Bend. But his start is so good that he's taken the lead into turn 1 already. Cleanly around the outside of the yellow car of Alan, we've got Brian Garcia going to the inside of one of the black cars who's gone off into turn 1. Leila Petralia now challenging to the inside of Alex Romsix through Jewis Bend. We're going 2 by 2 from 6th to 3rd, and Miro breaks to the inside and passes Leila Petralia and squeezes Leila onto the grass a little bit. But there's still good grip on the outside because the first bit of the runoff is AstroTurf. Now Miro is looking to the inside of Alex, but he couldn't make that move stick. So up 1 position goes Marcel Mico, up 1 position goes Miro Regibi. And Bergi could not make a single overtake off the line, but Leila spins almost. What a save from Leila in the purple car, but that has halted Bergi's momentum, who's now going to try to go all the way around the outside of Sterling's Bend, and he will get the inside of the Clark curve. He can hang on there. Yes, he can. Bergi goes after P5. Leila tries to cut back, but I don't think she's got enough drive coming out of the corner. What happened there? Leila has re-overtaken Bergi. So Bergi must have made a mistake into Paddock Hill Bend, and now Leila goes off into the grass again. This is what Bergi doesn't want the most. Hawthorne's Bend, we also got Miro Regibi charging to the inside of Alex. Almost making side-to-side contact, but neither him or Bergi can make the move stick. Go on board with Miro Regibi. He's almost sniffing the rear end of Alex. They're going to go side by side through Dingo Dell. Miro will have the inside line. Who blinks first? It's Alex around the outside. If he can hang on there, he'll get the inside of Sterling's Bend, but he can't. Miro defends the inside line through the left-hander of turn 8. Alex will get the better run because he was on the better line into the corner. Can he send one to the inside of Clark? No, he thinks better of it as Leila now defends the inside line through Paddock Hill Bend. She will compromise her exit. You can see how much Bergi gains on the exit of the corner. And now, oh my goodness, off goes Alan. Alan is off the circuit. He's absolutely blown that. Hello and welcome back. Yes, I missed the last 5 minutes, and now we have a 5-way fight for P2. Because Alan made an error coming out of Druid's Bend when we went offline a moment ago, and he dropped all the way back from P2 to P6. So now he's making the recovery by passing Leila Petralia. Back up to P5 goes the pole sitter, but he's not going to win this race unless Marcel Mico makes a terrible error, as Bergi just passed Miro Regibi. So up to 2nd goes Bergi, but he's 9 seconds off the leader. So as it stands, Marcel Mico is going to extend his championship lead on one of his worst tracks on the calendar. This must be dreamland for the Czech driver, as Bergi completely cuts through Sheen curve, taking absolutely... Oh my god! He is dead! That is an unforced error. And a terrible, terrible error. All of the good work that he made from P6 up to P2 completely undone. And he's dropped all the way back down to P6. So he is going to lose valuable points to Marcel Miku. Now Westfield Bend. All the right corners coming up very quickly. There's a lapped car right in front of them. Ramshin. And look at the run Alex got through Sheen curve. He's basically pushing Miro through Sterling's bend, but he can't make the move stick. And all the while, Alan is going closer and closer. And oh, Alex actually backs off. He doesn't want to make a side-by-side into the final corner. He probably fears it's going to make an opportunity for Alan behind. But I don't see any point in walking together. Alex will now try to attack, because even if they bump draft each other, they're not going to catch the 12-second gap to Marcel Miku. Wide goes Alan. He's lost the line at Paddock Hill Bend, and now wide goes Alex. Sorry, Alan is taking full advantage and trying to go around the outside of Miro, but he can't make two moves in one corner. Alan has made a great recovery. He was second, he dropped back to 6. He's now back up to 3rd and challenging Miro. He's definitely faster than Miro. He's looking to the inside at 30s. Oh, and Miro gets sent off because Miro's line was so defensive. So he loses all the drive coming out of the corner. And that is a brilliant move from Alan. Now Alex wants a piece of it. Alan defends inside line through Horson's Hill. Alex going around the outside of Miro. And they make contact. And off goes Alex. But he controls the car. So he stays in P5. He's got around Alan. But you can't really go around the outside here through Paddock Hill's bend. Alan slides wide. Miro got around. Alan has to defend inside line through Druid. He's not defended that. Miro to the inside. Alan goes wide. Can Layla join in? Miro closes the door on Alan. That's a brilliant move into Druid's bend. And he closes the door on Alan. Alan now has to defend. They're almost going 3 wide. Down through Cooper Straight. Layla to the inside of Alan. Through 30s. Contact. Round goes Layla. What a save. But she's lost drive. Alex getting a good drive out of the corner. Will recover P4. Back up to 4th. Goes Alex from 6. Very tight, whether it's 2 laps or 3 laps remaining. Bergie sets the fastest lap of the race. That's faster than any of the qualifying lap. He was 6 seconds behind. He's past Layla. Layla is off into Paddock Hill Bend. And Bergie is back up to 5th. But the 3 drivers in front have also incredible pace. But look at Bergie. He's done another 38. Wide goes Alex. Where is Bergie? Off into the gravel goes Alex. And that's a mistake again. Alex looking to the inside. That's desperate. That was never going to work. And Bergie now recovers from P6 back up to P4. 1 lap remaining. 9 corners remaining. Alan has found pace. He's done a 38.7. He's really close to the rear end of Miro. But he couldn't make the move. Miro now defending the inside line. Alan goes all the way around the outside. Brake later. You can see Bergie closing the mirror. Alan is going to try to push Miro. Side by side. Oh, and mistake for Alan. That is a huge error on corner exit for Alan. He's lost the car. And Miro is slow through this corner. Bergie up to 3rd. Bergie might be up to 2nd. Look at the run he's got. Through Horsong Hill. Miro has to open the door. He doesn't. Bergie switches the inside of contact. But Bergie has the inside line through Horsong's band. He's not going to lift. He does lift. They just about stay on the track. Now, Westfield Bend, 4 corners remaining. Bergie is still in there. Alan goes all the way around the outside. It's 3 wide, and they make contact. And they're still 3 wide, and they're around. They're off. They're all off. And Alex is in 2nd. My goodness me! Marcel Miku wins! Leila Petralia is up to third! I might have just wakened my grandmother, but what the Yeah, going 3 wide in a 160 kph corner is definitely not advised, and Alan gets out of the shape coming out of the final corner. This is the view of Alex. This is how he moved up from 5th to 2nd. And when she gets a shin curve, it just opened up for her. And away we go. And Ramshin, who was 9 seconds off the pace, I think, in race 1, will start from pole. So this is going to be really dangerous. He's already lost about 7 positions through turn 1. And he gets out of the way cleanly, kind of, for a lot of them. So Brian Garcia has now taken the lead. Alan now through the inside and making contact with Miro towards the outside of Druid's band. He's going to go wide, trying to go around the outside. But yes, he's made that move stick. Up to third goes Alan. Miro now looking side by side with Leila Petralia. And Marcel Miku is now behind all of them. And now Alan passes Brian Garcia up to 2nd position. Miro also looking down the inside and through into 3rd. And they're all going to try to go past Brian Garcia. Now 3 wide down here is not ideal. We've seen that already once in race 1. We're seeing it again in race 2. You don't want to go 3 wide in any corners. Is anyone going to back out? Brian Garcia on the inside, Marcel Miku on the outside, Leila Petralia in the middle, and she takes P4. Marcel Miku goes around the outside of Brian Garcia to take P5 off into the runoff. Is not Ramshin, it's Dagger. But he recovers well, but he is now to the last position in the field. Deep in the sand, aka Burgi, who dropped all the way back to 6 at the end of race 1. So he started from P4 this race, and he's got away cleanly, and he's pulling away. This is a brilliant chance for Burgi to pull away, because he's got the pace to pull away. He just needs to not make the mistakes he did in race 1. Down the inside goes Marcel Miku. Little bit of contact through Clark Curve, but Marcel Miku is the man on the mission. He wants to get close to Miro and Alan in front. And now Miro challenging Alan through Paddock Hill Bend. Don't go around the outside here. You're better off setting the exit. And setting the exit did Miro. Alan defends the inside line. Miro tries to squeeze him to the inside curve, but that doesn't work. Alan holds him off strongly, and Marcel Miku getting out of the shape, coming out of Druid's Bend, has to stay put in P4. So at the end of lap 1, it's deep in the sand, aka Burgi in the lead with a 2.5 second lead. Alan is defending for his life on Miro. And this is all the while helping Burgi in the lead. Side by side for second, Miro around the outside on the Horson's Hill. He's done it. That's a brilliant drive coming out of 30's the previous corner. Down to 4th gear, that's brilliant, that's absolutely brilliant. He has to hold the throttle now, he can full charge, and Miro gets out of the shape. This might be a 2-for-1 for Marcel Miku. He's got a brilliant run. Oh, he bumps Miro actually, he doesn't want to make it 3 wide, that's clever. But that does mean he can't pass Alan. Alan rolls around the outside of Miro Regibi. What a move by Alan. He's gone all the way around the outside, but they're still side by side through Druid's Band. Alan is forced wide onto the wrong line, but he will have the inside line for this one, and Miro has to back off. So back up to 2nd goes Alan. And all of this fighting means Burgi now has a 4-second lead. So yeah, the race lead seems to be uncontested. Ooh, little bit of touch. Is that Miro around the outside? What the hell, 3 wide? Don't do this again, lads. They're going 3 wide again. Alan now falls back in line behind Miro Regibi. Marcel Miku gets the drive around the outside of Alan. Can he go around the outside of Miro? Alan backs off way before the corner. Marcel has to brake on the outside. He's run wide, and Alan retakes P3. And now Leila is on the inside of Marcel Miku. This is getting ugly. This is going to be contact. Marcel falls wide. 3 wide now behind them. Oh! Bump! Crash! The championship leader is taken out. And that's a really dangerous rejoin. Luckily, he didn't hit Brian Garcia. Once again, we saw 3 cars going side by side through turn 6, and once again they make contact. Allen hits Miro off the road. Oh, and Miro spins and saves, and where the hell has he gone? He's recovered, but he's gonna lose P3. Up to P3 goes Alex. He's made up 3 positions in this lap. Well, through all of the contact, basically. Look at the amount of pace he's passed Brian Garcia like if he's not there. Brian calmly backs out of that one. Mistakes are easily made, contact is easily happening. And around goes Leila Petralia. She's gone off at Paddock Hill Bend. Off into the gravel goes Miro. Coming out of final corner, Miro Regibi was in the gravel. And he lost 2 seconds because of it. And now Marcel Miku is much closer to Miro Regibi. What Berger and Allen want to happen is for Miro to defend hard against Marcel, but wide goes Miro. He's lost another half a second, and Marcel is looking to the inside of Shin Curve. You never see moves there. And he's made his stick, has he? No. Miro defends inside line through Sterling's bend. Marcel sets up the corner exit absolutely beautifully. He now gets a drive all the way down through Clairways and around the outside of the car curb. That's not ideal. He's going to head around the outside though, but he's still on the outside of turn 1, switching to the inside. Brilliant move by Marcel Miku. That should be overtake complete if he can brake just even with Miro. Miro tries to brake later on the outside. That never works. You have to have the inside line in turn 1 to defend or to attack. Well, that's not expected. After another spin, Miro Regibi has rage quitted. If he still can't get any points on Marcel. My god, Marcel has died. That's not me dying, is it? Marcel Miku has disconnected. The championship leader has disconnected. Unbelievable! 36 seconds behind P8. He's just behind this battle for P4 actually, in which Leila is going to easily pass Brian Garcia in. Or does she? She's got the drive. They're going to go side by side through Hawthorne's Bend. And brilliant from Leila, all the way around the outside and up to P4. Goes Leila Petralia. So if I'm Berger, I would slow down slightly on the final lap to make sure Marcel doesn't get an extra lap to catch up the Ramshin. But Marcel might not need the extra lap, so there's at least 2 more laps after this one for Marcel Miku. And Berger knows it. Berger slowed down on the final lap, and Allen has made a mistake somewhere. Alex is really close to the back of Allen, but he doesn't have the final lap to challenge him because Berger slows down and wins race 2 here at Brands Hatch. Ramshin is slowing down to let Leila through, and this is Marcel's chance to take P7 away from the Lithuanian driver into the final corner. Marcel Miku to the inside of Ramshin. Ramshin defends inside line. Marcel gets better drive. This is side by side for 2 more points for the championship leader, and he's done it at the line. Incredible drive by Marcel Miku. After the disconnection, he didn't give up. He came back. He still made up a place. Marcel Miku currently leads by about 132 points over Alex, so he's got a very, very big lead, but partially because he's one of the fastest drivers on the grid, partially because both Alex and Berger in P2 and P3 have missed a run so far. And the driver in P4, Allen, will miss today by the look of things because he is not here. Leila Petralia comes across the line. Let's first see whether she can improve. Yeah, she does!
Wow!
Yeah, wow,
Incredible. About 500s away. But let's pay attention now to the Miku navigating through the final 2 corners now. A little bit sideways. Oh no, he almost spins it. He does spin it. And what was looking to be 2 tenths faster, he's lost it. And look at this. He's lost 2 positions in the place of it. Wow.
He's trying to spin around, and he does, so he will get one final lap. But yeah, Alex has now moved up to third, and Bergie up to second, so Miku is still down in fourth. Bergie comes across the line. Can he improve in the final sector? Yes, he can! He was a tenth slower in Sector 1. He's gained a tenth and a half in Sector 2. So now Bergie sets the fastest lap of the day with a 121.287. The way we go. It's a brilliant start by Marcel Miku. He's almost already alongside Alex, but it's also a great start from Leila Petralia, who I know has the H-shift pattern, and she is down the inside of deep in the sand. Bergie, and Bergie has to make way, and Leila cutting the curb. She's gone slightly loose, so Bergie will get a run down into turn 2 on the inside. Marcel Miku breaks way deeper around the outside and getting the cutback on Leila Petralia. It's a brilliant cutback from the championship leader, but Leila trying to push his case, and Marcel Miku still gets the inside at turn 3, but he's on a lot of curb going around the outside of Leila Petralia. What a move, and Leila goes spinning almost. And she recovers. Where is she? Rejoining back alongside Alex. So she's back down to third, maybe fourth. And look at the lead Bergie already has, who's trying to break the slipstream, interestingly.
A very cushy one, in fact.
Oh,
Leila's in the pits.
I think she must have jumped a start. That's why she got such a brilliant start. That must be for jump start. And yeah, so her race has gone from pretty okay to absolutely terrible.
But then also think about the car behind as well. Can also be invited into this 4-car battle now instead of 5 for the lead.
It's a great run from Maverick, who's trying to go around the outside of the Corvone corner, but she's gone deep. He's braked too late, and he's on the grass, and he couldn't make the move stick.
And maybe the move down to turn 6 is looking all more favourable for the Irishman.
Yeah, this is a chance. Glenn Salk will defend the inside line, so Maverick is forced to go around the outside again. Can he spot the braking zone this time? Trying to go around the outside. He's gone deep again. And, well, not as deep as last time, but still, he can't make the move.
I think it might pan out the same way as we've seen before. And Glenn holding down for the middle line, and Andrew looks down for the outside line. How's it going to hand out? Oh, Andrew's learned a bit, holds on to the inside line, almost looks for a switchback, but not enough speed to carry through. And Glenn will have it for now.
Ding-dong battle. Leila Petralia will be at the back of this group very soon. Maverick round the outside. Oh, locks up almost. That's a bit of rear locking, and he's lost all the momentum. But Juho can't get the run. There's nothing Maverick can do. He's gonna try it again.
Whoa! That's so close. That is so close. And again, Maverick just has to back out. There's just not enough grip to carry his MX5 through the corner, it seems. But Glenn has absolutely perfected his track placement down to a T to hold on to a very faster car behind as Andrew goes a bit sideways. And this will allow for you to go side by side to make the move down into turn 1. Here we go, and Yuho I think will definitely do it, holding down onto the inside line for turn 1. Again, not enough grip as we see Glenn goes a little bit sideways, but Yuho gets himself up into 6th.
Marcel Miku has disconnected. The championship leader has faced internet issues for the 2nd week in a row. He had internet issues last week at Brad's Hatch.
In fact, Yuho goes off the racing line. Yeah, allows for Maverick to go.
Yeah. Clearly, Juho doesn't have the pace to put pressure on Glenn up ahead, so he's let Maverick through and hoping that Maverick can challenge Glenn and maybe Juho can pick up pieces into the gravel, though that's okay. Oh, and Juho has run. Where is he? Oh, he's retired. This is the closest Maverick has ever been to Glenn, but you can see Glenn defending inside early. Maverick has to switch to the outside. There's no way Glenn was leaving any room on the inside. They're now side by side into Corvone corner again, and you just can't do it around the outside. It doesn't work.
Maverick and Glenn, they're going to go once again. Glenn again holds for the inside line, and here comes Maverick looking down side by side here for turn 6 once again. Is it going to be any different than what we've seen before? Oh, Glenn has got a bit sideways, and Maverick has the advantage heading to turn 6. Has to hold down for the inside line. Glenn can't do much about it. Oh no, Maverick doesn't go for the racing line though, and Glenn will allow to capitalize as it goes side by side for the 2nd sector. Who will come out on top? Still going a bit side by side. Insides for Glenn. Oh, is it?
Yeah, around goes Maverick, and Leila now up to P5. But I don't think that was Glenn's fault. I think Maverick was already sliding in front of Glenn's nose before they made contact, so it's probably a racing incident.
And it's effectively all she wrote, which means that the closest battle that we have now on track is the battle between second and third as it stands.
It's actually 10s and 11s. Juho's opponent going around the outside, and he will take P10 and the reverse pole for race 2 if he can hang on there. Yes, he can, because the car behind is spun.
Way more faster, in fact, Glenn has been 3 seconds slower than her.
And
Look at
Layla
that.
spins.
Oh, Layla's goes a bit sideways.
What a
And she
spin.
recovers it just about. Oh my goodness me. And Maverick dives in for the inside. I think with lap traffic, I don't think Layla was even expecting it. Side by side through the last lap.
Yeah, and Maverick has the inside line for turn 3, but Layla's hands around the outside should get the inside line for the next hairpin. So now Glenn can try to breathe a little bit, but he needs this exit. He's not got the exit, but the gap should be big enough, I think.
Yeah, I think so it is. Sandeep will come through the final corner. Another win into the British drivers' books, I believe, and he'll be extremely ecstatic with that. Again, a similar situation to what he did in the previous round, and he wins once again.
Yeah, that's 2 wins in a row for Deepings in the Sand AK Burgess. Alex finishes only 4 tenths ahead of Mr. Scoot in the end, so a great final 2 laps from Mr. Scoot to try to launch an attack, but into the final chicane goes P4, P5 and P6. It looks like Glenn Selk's impeccable defense will just about hang on for him for the 4th position. Maverick tries to get Layla on the line, but he couldn't. And all 6 lights are on, and off we go. And what a start by Marcel Miku. Juho on. What is that? Juho's opponent has completely tried to cut off Marcel Miku. That doesn't work. Marcel Miku still has the inside line, and he's going to take the lead of the race. Where is Bergie? He's minding the pack, but he's still alive and up to P9.
Yuho looks out for the inside of Miku though. Going to be going side by side for the first sector. The Finnish driver is not backing up whatsoever. But the Miku at least will have a better of an exit. Heading down for the second corner though, Yuho has the inside line. But Miku has the next 2 corners inside lines though. Side by side.
Yeah, Juho tries to hang around the outside. He's going to get a better run coming out of this corner because he was on the better line, and Marcel Miku might have to defend really hard into turn 6. Juho is closing, and Marcel Miku doesn't defend the inside line. Is that going to be a mistake?
We'll have to see, but look at this, Maverick also down behind. Here we go, heading down for turn 6. Who's going to come out on top? It's going to be very tight. Oh, Miku gets a bit of a punt, and Juho still wasn't something.
Maverick hits Juho.
Oh my goodness me!
Marcel Miku flashes his lights in anger or whatever, but somehow they're all still going in the right direction as Lena Petrania sends it to the inside of Marcel Miku. That almost was contact, and she's lost all the momentum, and now Bergie to the inside of the final corner, and wide goes Glenn Selk. And Layla's problem is she is very slow in turn 6, so every time Bergie will get her wrong.
We're going
so
the
turn
outside.
7 and 8, and yeah, Marcel Miku. Maverick saw slides. Where is there a gap? Yes, there is. I think Marcel Miku has made a move through Maverick's mistake on the exit of turn 1.
And surely this will be the moment Miku tries to get another race winner.
Oh my god. Your microphone is cut out because NVIDIA cuts out the really extreme high volume. But Marcel Miku is sent to the wall. I'm not sure. I think Juho braked too late and understeered into Marcel Miku.
Lead pack up into 5th.
Juho has gone wide. Juho has gone wide. Maverick has a run. Bergie is the inside of Layla. She's completed on the curb. He can't make the move. It just this circuit doesn't allow you to overtake. Bergie is literally pushing Layla. He's trying everything, but you can't make an overtake here. And the problem is, well, the good news for Marcel Miku is Juho at the front of this pack is not fast enough. Layla spins.
Sandy has tried to look for the outside line. It's not going to be enough because he'll have a bit of the grippy corner. He is still going to try to make it. Will it even work? It does work. It does work. That's incredible. What an overtake there from Sandy up into 2nd. He's not done good on his exit, and that will allow to lose out some momentum from the slipstream that Juho will get. But he's still going to make an opportunistic move. And that was never really going to happen, but fair play to Sandy for even trying. And a similar move that we Yeah, he is definitely trying to. Yuho has to conceive through, switch back in for Sandeep, and what a brilliant move down for turn 2 for the British driver up into the lead. But at least Yuho will still try and do something here for the first sector if he ever so can. A little bit of a collision. Oh, and Yuho goes off.
That got all very weird, because I think Virgil was trying to let Juho pass because he did hit Juho on the apex of turn 2. That's why he was able to turn under the inside of Juho. But now Juho, I think, is letting Virgil back through. But all of this means Maverick and Alex and Marcel Miku is back in the race-winning fight.
Yep, and here go Yuho Soppinen looking down for the inside down for 2-1, a grippy corner, late break, and maybe might make it work. Yes, holds off for the line as it stands, but this is insanity that we're seeing here.
Contact between Marcel Miku and Alex.
Alex and Marcel Miku. Yep, and Miku with that bit of contact pushes Alex a bit off and allow for Marcel to get himself up into 4th as it stands coming for the final 2 corners. And yes, it does cement. 6 minutes left to go. Still on a massive 5-car fight here for the lead.
Yeah, I think Virgil was trying to let Juho go, but they got tangled up in turn 3 last lap. This is another attempt going around the outside of turn 1. He's going to try to set it up and go as early on throttle as possible. Oh! He's hit him. He's hit Juho, and he's had to brake, and that means Maverick hits the back of, well, Virgil, because Virgil was on the brakes on the exit of turn 1 trying to wait for Juho, but all of this means Maverick has the lead of the race, and Marcel Miku is up to 2nd. He still can win this.
Again, any ways to see where's this gonna go. Can Maverick be able to fend up from Marcel? One of the strongest ones for the past 4.5 minutes, and that was very sideways for Maverick. Miku has to take evading action and allow for Glenn to get himself all the more closer. Maverick's missed around.
My goodness!
Oh no!
Who's in the lead? Alex is in the lead. Layla is up to P3. Where is Virgil? I didn't even see what happened to Maverick.
He's up at the 6th. He's up at the 6th, and look at this! All this calamity is allowed for Sandeep to rejoin for this lead fight once again. Absolutely incredible what we're seeing here. I cannot believe this.
Yes, it's a problem of these like mid-tier drivers, as Maverick now lets Marcel through because he knows his own spin has significantly impeded Marcel's quest for the victory.
Here we go. The next 2 corners is going to be absolutely crucial for both Layla and for Marcel. For this corner up ahead in turn 6. Layla a bit sideways than Marcel. Marcel are going to be on the back of her, but at least Layla just a bit with a facilitated slipstream of Glenn will have enough to defend. But Marcel, I think was it backing off? I think it was.
It was a bit of lag, it seems, but now Marcel is to the inside of Layla. The contact was made. Oh, that's gonna be contentious post-race. It's aggressive, and Marcel was there. He was alongside into the corner, but Alex Romsix will win a absolutely chaotic race too if he doesn't cock up the final corner. It will be a 2nd victory for Alex Romsix this season. Well, all he did was not get involved in any incidents. He was in P6, minding his own business, just following the lead train. And everyone in front of him had a blow-up of sorts.
I thought Sandeep crashed for a minute, my bad.
Yeah, he did. He basically just went into the wall after he crossed the line, so clearly he was very frustrated. Marcel Miku currently leading by 88 points on the Hungarian Alex Romsix. And Virgil, who missed a round, not far behind. To be fair, Alex also missed a round, so Scotty goes up to P2. How about Marcel Miku? This is his final lap, and he goes to the top. What a brilliant lap by the championship leader. A 203.208 puts Marcel Miku on top, and 2nd place in the championship. Alex Romsix also improved on the final lap to move up to 3rd. And off we go in Kyalami. It's a good start from Glenn Selk, who immediately pulls into the middle. And where did my camera go? We'll go on board now with Marcel Miku. It's a great start actually from Mr. Scoot, who will try to attack Miku around the outside of turn 2. Let's see, can he brake later? Yes, he can. He's taken the lead, but is he going to run wide? No, that's a brilliant move from Mr. Scoot to take the lead of the race. And Marcel Miku very uncharacteristically, has lost another position to Angela Scotti. So the pole sitter and the championship leader from P1 to P3. Leila Petralia trying to move up positions already. He is to the back of Teja Sharma. She started from P12, so she's already moved up 4 places in the first half of the lap. This is great improvement from Leila Petralia. Likewise, deep in the sand, aka Burgi, who's made up 7 positions. So yeah, oh, and Teja Sharma actually, whether he gets turned around or he just spun on his own. So once again down into this double left-hander at Le Cop. It's a good line. It's a bad line for Marcel Miku. It's a good line for Angelo Scotti. And around goes Miro Regibi. I think that's a driver error. I don't think he was alongside anybody, so he has spun on his own to challenge Marcel Miku. He's not doing so. Ooh, that was a bump draft gone wrong. Yeah, Alex immediately flashed the lights to show his apology to the Czech driver in front. So Alex is deciding against the idea of fighting his championship rival. In the first 5 minutes of the race, Maverick goes way too deep at the barbecue corner, and that means Burgi gets a brilliant run. Going around the outside of Sunset, is Maverick going to hang there? Yes, he is, but he has to yield. And Burgi up to P5. But this battle for second is very intense. Angelo Scotti now cannot keep the line because Marcel Miku is on the inside and trying to squeeze out his opponent, but the next two corners are both right-handers. So Angelo Scotti has the advantage of the racing line, but what a brilliant move from Marcel Miku, sweeping around the outside of his rival. Now we've got battles and contact, and around goes Leila Petralia, and Miro Legibi is in the walls again. That one, I didn't catch the first bit, but they seem to go side by side in the S's, and you can't really go side by side in the S's. This is going to be really dangerous, trying to avoid a slowing down Miro Regibi, as Angelo Scotti this time fends off the inside line at Crocodile Corner, so the MX5 cannot make the pass. But now it's gone from bad to worse for Miro Regibi just of the race, and Miro Regibi has given up. He's had another spin. And finally, it looks like a move has been put on by Alex Romsix, but he's again on the wrong side of the circuit, and Angelo Scotti is not going to be fooled by the same move twice, but this time Alex Romsix tries the cutback. Oh, this is really tight. Is any of the driver going to yield? No! How did they survive that? Side by side through Cheetah Corner. That is very impressive racecraft from both the Hungarian and the British driver of Angelo Scotti. We've also got Glenn Selk now trying to go side by side with Maverick, but this is the more important battle. You can see deep in the sand, aka Burgi closing the gap, because these two went side by side in the final sector last lap. And down the inside goes the Hungarian. The white car of Alex Romsix should have better run coming out of the corner, but Angela Scotti sticks her nose in it, and they're still going to be side by side through Clubhouse. This means they will have to brake and kill their momentum, and all of this means deep in the sand, AK Burgi is already past Alex Romsix. What a brilliant exit from the British driver. He's drawing alongside the Hungarian and trying to pass Angela Scotti as well. We're almost going 3 wide into Sunset, but they all stay relatively away from each other, which gives me the chance to just about cut to this battle because they are also side by side through Sunset Corner. Maverick still defending for his life against Glenn Selk, but Glenn Selk has the inside line for Clubhouse. Maverick carrying more momentum around the outside, but he's got the wrong line through the S's. Surely he's gonna have to give up the position, and yes, he has to. So up to P6 goes Glenn Selk. Maverick is down the inside of Glenn Selk, and he's returned the favor. He's recovered back up to P6. Glenn Selk dives to the inside of Crocodile Corner. That's a slide job. A very good move on the braking, and just about keeps the car on the road, but Maverick has better momentum coming out of the corner, and Selk will be forced to defend the inside line, which means he will be compromised on corner exit. These three are fighting again. It's a brilliant run coming out of the final corner by Alex from 6th. Angela Scotty is trying to give neither driver the slipstream so that she can be protected from the battles behind them. But Bergie now going way too wide at turn 2. He's going to return to the track behind Alex. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. You can't really go side by side here after you've just run off the track, but Alex gets very oversteery and Bergie has to brake. You can see his brake lights turned on the exit of the corner because Alex was almost spinning on the exit there, but he still holds on because Bergie had to brake to kill his momentum to stop him from hitting Alex. Is Glenn going to send one to the inside? No, but he did force Maverick to brake way too late. Maverick took the bait and he's gone wide himself. He's going to be on the curb. They're going to be side by side and oh, that was a very weird contact through Chuck's case sweep. And we are on to the final lap of the race with Mr. School leading by 5.5 seconds on Marcel Miku. Now Maverick to the inside of Glenn Selk. They're going to go side by side down towards the crossing corner. Glenn Selk will fight for life because he has the inside line. Maverick tries for the cutback. They're in the reverse position that they were last lap. Are they going to make contact this lap? No, they stay very far away from each other, learning from their contact last lap. But Maverick has gone way too narrow into the corner, and Glenn Selk, who just had so much momentum, cannot avoid the contact. And yeah, I think, oh my goodness, that's Leila Petralia spinning in sympathy almost. And this will be a victory for Mr. Scoot on his 3rd ever race in Phoenix SimSport. Mr. Scoot takes victory in race 1 at Kyalami. He defeats the championship leader Marcel Miku, but the Czech driver will still extend his championship gap. Angela Scotti on his 3rd race in this server also gets a podium finish. It's a brilliant drive from 2 of the newest members at Phoenix SimSport. And he also is the last finisher out of the 3 that are fighting for the championship. As Mr. Scoot celebrates with donuts. Under stairs. Now he was on the grass because he was on the outside trying to avoid Leila, so he taps Leila around basically. We're away at Kyalami. A great start from Marcel Miku, a terrible start from the poster Teja Sharma. We're almost going 4 wide. We're going 5 wide here. This is absolutely chaos. Yeah, that was inevitable. Why are everyone going 5 wide? Well, the front runners are almost still going 3 wide. Teja Sharma breaks way too late. It's very lucky that he didn't hit the rear of Leila Petralia. He was almost a missile into turn 1. Angela Scotti takes full advantage of the situation. She has moved up from P10 or P8, I beg your pardon, already up to P5. So 3 positions gained for Angela Scotti, and she is going to make the move on Maverick now, as Miro Regibi is getting challenged by Glenn Selk. So the race winner, Mr. Scoot, is unscathed but deep in the sand. aka Bergie also got caught out in the Marcel Miku 5 wide drama as Teja Sharma goes wide. Mr. Scoot goes off the circuit, has to lift off. And how about the guys in front? Angela Scotti is already up to P2. What a start by the British driver from P8 to P2 in 7 corners. That is incredible. And contact, Miro Regibi goes deep. He hits Maverick. Maverick spins across the circuit and hits Mr. Scoot. Off goes Miro. Spinning goes Maverick. And taking advantage is Ramshin, who finished P last race. And oh my goodness, Marcel Miku goes to the middle and somehow overtakes 4 cars in 1 corner. What is that from Marcel Miku? I've never seen a 4-car overtake in this, well, in any series, never mind the MX5 series. He's risen from the ruins. He was spinning down in last place before turn 1. He's already back up to P5 and looks to be in the fight for the win. But we've got a battle for the lead on our hands already. Angela Scotti on the back of Juho Sopanen. She's very fast. and she's got none of the drivers inside top 3 last season close to her. She has to make this move quick. She has to be decisive. She's looking to the inside of the Asses. This is not really where you want to make the overtake, but she scared Juho Sopana off the line. And what a brilliant overtake by Angela Scotti. Now she needs to pull away before the likes of Marcel Miku catch up, because Marcel Miku is already to the rear of Selk, and he has made the move cleanly around the outside of the Cop corner and looking to the inside of Teja Sharma. He's almost made another couple of overtakes in the same corner that he made 4 overtakes on last lap, and he's got a great run on Teja Sharma. So surely this will be another position gained at the Crocodile corner unless something goes absolutely terribly wrong. Glenn Selk probably has the best VIP seat. Teja Sharma tries to defend on the inside line, and he actually does really well. Marcel Miku around the outside will carry more momentum. We've also got battles behind them, but yes, Marcel Miku does make the overtake after P3. Goes the Czech driver. He is now 3.8 seconds behind the race leader. We've got Glenn Selk trying to set up a move on Teja Sharma, looking to the inside of barbecue corners and switching to the outside and getting a great run coming out of the corner. This time he does take advice from the first race where he got a great accident and basically hit the rear of Maverick to make the overtake. This time he backs off early enough to still get a great run and to make the overtake on Teja Sharma. The problem with Glenn Selk is he's got Mr. Scoot almost right behind him. The race winner from the first race is passing the Indian into Clubhouse, and up to P5 goes Mr. Scoot into the Cop corner. Can Mr. Scoot make the dive? He's looking to the inside of the corner. Glenn Selk opens the door for him, and Glenn Selk is passed. Yes, he is. Teja Sharma has had a moment at the Cop corner, and the provisional or the reverse pole sitter is now dropping back down to P10. We've got Burgee now on the inside of Maverick trying to recover. It's the British driver on the Irishman. The British driver to the inside of that is Mineshaft corner, but he will be on the outside of Crocodile. He braked way later than Maverick. And what a brilliant move from Deep in the Sand, aka Burgee, to go up to P8, but he's still 2.5 seconds away from the pack up ahead. One now spearheaded by Mr. Scoot, the race 1 winner, as Marcel Miku, actually on scene by me, has taken P2 from Juho Sopana. So it's now a direct battle between Marcel Miku and Angela Scotti. The gap is 3.5 seconds. They're going side by side again. This time Alex Romsix, currently second in the championship, trying to overtake Glenn Selk down into barbecue corner, and he does it on the inside of the corner. Glenn Selk, though, as he always does, gets a good accident coming out of the corner. But this all means that Miro Regibi is also in the fight, and oh, that got really close there, because Glenn Selk was already lifting off to try to not go side by side with Alex, but in doing so he's given Miro the opportunity to go all the way around the outside of Clubhouse. Can Miro hang it around the outside? The answer is no. Burgee tries to set up the exit, and what an exit the British driver is getting. This is going to be very tight. Miro is trying to close the door on Burgee, and he just about squeezed in front of Burgee. We've still got Glenn Selk on the inside of Burgee, and there's a spinning car. Juho Sopana is off. I don't know whether he made contact or he just spun himself at Sunset Corner, but Juho Sopana is also out of the race. But that is a very good cutback from Maverick coming out of the Le Cobb corner onto the back straight through Mineshaft. Maverick has the inside here, but he will be on the outside at Crocodile. Glenn Selk keeps on the inside. Maverick brakes way too late. He's completely lost his line there. That is a major mistake there from Maverick. So he's going to have to do it all over again. The front two are not resolved just yet. Maverick looking for the cutback. He's got the run. He's on the inside. If he can keep it there, into barbecue. Glenn Selk tries to close the door. It's too late. But they're going to go side by side still. Down this short chute. In towards Sunset Corner. We've seen plenty of contact at this corner already, plenty of close moments. They're going to keep it clean. So far, Maverick holding it around the outside. He will get the inside of the Clubhouse corner. trying to modulate brake and throttle and leaving Glancel enough room on the outside. Glancel gets squeezed and has to back off. So up to P7 goes Maverick. His revenge on Glancel is proven to be successful for the Angelo Scotti is round. The race leader has thrown it away with 3 laps remaining. Unbelievable. Absolute drama here at Kyalami. The race leader has looped it on her own under huge pressure from Marcel Miku, who closed in by a second last lap. And she's definitely feeling the heat, feeling the pressure, and made a very, very costly error at Lake Hop Corner, the double left-hander. In towards Cheetah Corner, Miro's car jumps onto the curb and gets unsettled. So Angela will dive to the inside of the final corner, but she has to yield. Miro almost spins, they almost make contact. What the hell is that? A 202 point? Why didn't you just qualify, Mr. Berger? You would have started on pole position. But yeah, Angela Scotti is trying still to set up a move on Miro Regibi. She's got a run on Miro Regibi. She'll have the inside line of the barbecue corner. Can Miro hand around the outside or get a better run? He's trying. He'll get the crisscross, but I don't think he's got enough momentum. But Maverick could not go all the way around the outside, which means Maverick now hits Miro Regibi in the brakes because he was trying to brake late to defend Glancel, and by hitting by hitting Miro Regibi, I beg your pardon, Maverick has to lift off, and now they're side by side coming towards the back straight. And this could end in whichever way. Angelo Scotti should be clear through. Maverick has to yield position. Back up to P7 goes the detriment of Glancel. Ooh, what the f... Oh my god, Miro Regibi spins again. On his own again. His car is so oversteery, it's almost a setup problem instead of a driver problem. Because his car was so unsettled in all of these fast corners on corner axis, especially as Glancel tries to hold it around the outside of Maverick. This is brave. He's still on the wrong line at the S's. Is he going to still hold it there? I think he will. Yeah, back off, let Maverick run deep. And congratulations to the championship leader. Marcel Miku is finally back onto the top step of the podium. After a disastrous 5-wide start crash, somehow the Czech driver still takes victory in race 2 here at Kyalami. Mr. Scoot gets the most number of points, well, alongside Marcel Miku. They finished first and second in the 2 races respectively, and MX5 will round off the podium after he got P4 in race 1. The Lake Hop corner, down to 3rd gear, full throttle. She can see Marcel Miku behind. She just gets caught on the curb. Was he even on the grass? No, she just gets caught on the... That's so unfortunate. She didn't even get onto the grass. Marcel Miku still in the lead with 454 points, and he leads by 120 points over Alex Romsix after Marcel's brilliant performance at Kyalami last Friday. And away we go in Catalonia. His usual brilliant start has Marcel Miku, and also Mr. Schools gets a perfect launch. The pole sitter is about to go down to 3rd place. Sandy Burgess struggling at the start once again, and Marcel Miku is on his inside trying to challenge for 2nd. Mr. Scoot has taken the lead into turn 1. It's Sandy Burgess now from P1 down into P3.
Looks a lot like yesterday where the same happened, but it looks like he's going for a move around the outside. Doesn't make it stick, doesn't really work with these cars. He clipped the curb a bit, which could have unsettled the car. But side by side with Marcel Miku, Miku stays ahead throughout the corner.
Miro and Romsix now for P4. Going to be tending down for turn 1. He's going to have the inside line down for the back. Selk and Maverick are also going to go side by side down for turn 1. Later on the brakes, the Belgium goes. That's a pretty good move actually from Miro. Up into 4th he goes.
Slides It's a little slide there for him, but it moves him up into P4 right now.
Yeah, and Glenn Saux makes a move on Maverick into turn 1. They're almost going 3 wide up ahead. That's Leila Petralia passing Alex Romsix. So the second place in the championship, the Hungarian driver, is all the way down into 6 as Leila sends it around the outside of Miro Regibi. They made contact right front to left rear, and this means Alex Romsix will get the cutback and re-challenge these positions, but all of this fighting means the top 3 are running away.
They're very close
Maverick
to each
and
other.
Sub
Will they
side by
bump
side.
draft? Will they go for a move?
He's bumping. Alex is
bump
bumping
drafting.
Miro. Yeah. Exactly. I think this is
I mean, it's the
clever.
best team. It's the best team game right now to get up onto the podium step.
Maverick!
There was a car spinning there.
Glenn just turned him.
Maverick spun. And you'll have to be careful because pushing too hard can cause mistakes, as we see him correct a bit of oversteer there by using too much curb. I think Romsix's best move right now is keep on putting the pressure on him, hope he makes a mistake, and then go for the move.
I think Alex needs to make the move now. I don't think sticking behind Miro is the way to go, because, I mean, he's not gaining anything by bump drafting him because they are not closing the gap to the front 3. But he's not making the move. This is very cautious from the Hungarian driver. I think he needs to. Miro was completely missed the apex of turn 7 again. This is costing Alex time instead of helping him. Miro once again.
Miro goes wide.
But he's still ahead of
Keeps track
Alex.
position.
Glenn Saux has either made a mistake or he's returned the position to Maverick on track. Because he's dropped 5 seconds basically. I think he
gave
returned.
the position
Yeah.
back. I think he's trying to avoid a penalty right now, which is a very smart move to do. Make a move down into turn 1 because he's been sitting behind Miro quite a while now. It's make or break really right now.
No,
As he's
lifted
getting
again.
very close.
He's lifted again. I don't understand this.
Staying that close the entire time.
Oh, and he almost runs into the back of Miro. His braking
Miro
point is
broke a
way
bit
later.
earlier there, yeah.
Yeah, and look at the run Alex has. Surely he's going to make the move now. Around the outside of turn 5 goes the Hungarian driver. But he can't do it.
He really has to be inside of that slipstream in order to make a move. So will he be able to do it into turn 10, or will he wait until the final lap to go for a move and then stay on the defensive side?
Around the outside. Oh, Scoot gets a tank slap on the inside because he got caught on the curb. And now Marcel Miku is trying to hand it on the inside, but Mr. Scoot actually gives him space. But Marcel Miku doesn't want to make contact. This is as close as you can be
the
for
slipstream's
Miku.
working for him. It's working.
It is. To the outside goes the Czech driver.
The inside here is very beneficial, but not by that much as they're putting pressure on each other.
Around the outside
Marcel
goes
make the
Marcel.
move?
Brilliant.
On the outside.
Oh, he's almost spun himself.
Slight bit of contact there, but Miku took the position, but he has to be careful. They're down the inside, side by side in turn 3. Around the outside line there, it's not really beneficial. Again, a bit of contact.
Yeah, School
Heading
retakes the
into turn
position,
4.
but Marcel is going to hang around the outside. If he can get there, he will have the inside line for turn 5. Miro and Alex is also side by side into turn 4, and Marcel Miku does get the inside line into turn 5, but it's gone deep. Mr. School goes for the cutback. This is brilliant.
What a final lap this is right now. They're still side by side going into turn
7, and
I can't count,
yeah,
but
slide. I think Scoot took too
Miku
much
makes
inside
it.
curb. Yeah, Scoot took too much inside curb. So he had a huge slide coming out of turn 7, and now there's
He still has a
one.
straight line speed advantage though, and he's in the slipstream. This is the only time he is able to make a move right now. Final sector right now, it's
he's
not
giving him the
viable
inside.
anymore. You don't have long straight.
He's giving him the inside.
What a lunge down the inside. Does Miku get the switchback?
Yes, he does. But there's,
Slightly, they're still side by side.
can Scoot hang there? Masamiku goes very
Miku
deep,
edges the car ahead.
but I think he'll get the drive. He will. Has he done it?
What a beautiful race from Marcel Miku, climbing up a gap. Whoa! That was very ambitious. We're lucky that ended well. Miku! No, he had a slide.
Side by side to
He's
the
gonna
line.
go down to the wire. It's a photo finish.
Scoot does
Scoot
it!
takes it! Scoot's gonna take it!
15,000
What
of
a
a
race.
second. Oh my god.
What a photo
And
finish!
they're side by
as
side for
Alex
P4. Yes.
for P4. What a race, what a finish. Brilliant from these drivers, down to the end. Very close.
Mr. Scoot and Marcel Miku, because I was already cutting to the battle for P4. So yeah, Marcel went deep into turn 13, and Mr. Scoot just sent it into the chicane. Marcel left him space, but that means he's on a very shallow line through the second part of the chicane. That's why he got such a poor exit, and then he has to leave Mr. Scoot the space on the outside where the better run coming out of the chicane. So with more momentum, Mr. Scoot took the victory at Catalonia in race 1 tonight, who just went, Miro actually went deep himself into the chicane, so he wasn't challenged like Marcel Miku was, and Alex basically just cuts the inside of the final corner because he also got such a better run coming out of the chicane. So yes, you're absolutely right, Arthur. Both Miro and Marcel just got a poor run coming out of the chicane, but for different reasons. Miro made a mistake on his own. Marcel had a car sending to his inside. Away we go. In Catalonia, Maverick didn't start. What has happened to Maverick?
What a... He stalled the car, or he just didn't have a good enough reaction time.
I think he's forgot to release his clutch, because he does have like a actual clutch or something. But at the front, it's Laurie still in the lead, but Jay Lirius is looking to the inside into turn 1. He will brake later, and into the lead goes the debutant Jay Lirius up into P1.
What?
As one of the cars just... Oh, and we have a spinner. I
Yeah.
think that's
Layla.
Layla.
Off goes
yeah.
Layla, and two of them are spinning. That's Mr. Scoot. Mr. Scoot is off with Teja Sharma. The race 1 winner is off in turn 2. That is absolutely terrible. I don't know what
I
happened
hope we
there.
can get a replay of that later, because what happened there?
I think they got caught up after Layla had contact with one of the other drivers on the outside of turn 2, so all of them basically moved to the left and they just collected each other. And Marcel Miku is also, I think, involved, but he is at least at the back of the pack instead of being 6 seconds off the train. Slower than the drivers behind, so Glenn Selk needs to be careful here. He does make the dive into turn 10. Maverick has recovered to P4 after he stalled on the grid. What the... How happened
Merrill
there?
in the back there went a bit wide, he loses the position.
Side by side between Leila Petrali and Marcel Miku. Marcel goes around the outside and there's contact in front of them. That's Miro Ragibi leaving Sandy Burgi very little space. They're still going to go side by side into turn 13. And now Marcel Miku dives the inside
Marcel, what a
into
dive.
the chicane. They're still
wide
side
in
by
the
side
chicane.
and Miro gets caught
Miro
on the
goes
curb.
wide.
Yeah, he got bounced
Bit
on the
too much
curb.
sausage curb there, yeah. Leila going wide at the back there.
We've got the championship leader or contender side by side. That's Marcel Miku to the inside. And Sandy Burgi got... Oh, he's turned Charbel. I think Marcel Miku has made contact with Laurie Charbel. So that means Sandy Burgi also goes through in turn 4. And now they're side by side down into turn 5. Sandy Burgi breaks earlier around the outside looking for the cutback. And he gets a brilliant exit out of the corner. He does have to slightly lift to break his momentum. So I don't think he can challenge Marcel into turn 7. Laurie gets out of shape at turn 9. So Alex should be able to go cleanly around him into turn 10. And now Leila Petralia looking at the battle up ahead. He's trying... Oh, Laurie hits Alex off. And, well, he does return the position, so it's okay. It's a civil war, actually, between two Hungarian drivers. And now Leila Petralia tries to have a look at the outside. She gets completely out of shape. And now Laurie breaks way too late. Oh!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing really to do there. An evasive maneuver would have probably spun out Layla's car and sent her drifting again, like at the end of qualifying earlier.
Yeah, his line is so much better than Maverick's. Maverick goes wide in turn 7. Marcel Miku is going to try to go all the way around the outside into turn 9. And he does it, does he? Yes, he does. And Sandy Burgi now gets a brilliant exit and he will be challenging Maverick. So Burgi is doing very well. Every time Marcel Miku overtakes a driver, Burgi is also picking them off at the same time. But Maverick is still on the inside. Or is he? Yes, he is. Burgi actually goes wide. So that's
He can slot in very easily right now and defend for the rest of this sector. As Selk and Jalirius very close with each other. Selk overtakes Jalerius, it looks like.
Oh, and Jalerius almost spun on the AstroTurf. He turned in on the AstroTurf. That's very slippery. And now Marcel. Oh, what is that curb? That's a lot of curb from Jalerius. And Bergie actually passes Maverick up into P4. And Marcel Miku will possibly have a good run, but he doesn't have great straight line speed.
Just within a second of each other.
Marcel Miku gets caught on the curb. Yeah, he was trying to go to the inside.
Goes very wide there, yes.
Oh, Miro is off. Miro is off. What happened? He's gone. He's rage quitted. I don't know what happened between him and later Petralia, whether there was contact which just spawned on his own, but he is out of the race as Marcel Miku does a brilliant cutback in turn 4 and overtakes Jalerius up into P2, goes the championship leader.
What? Oh goodness me! I thought there was going to be a dive bomb there from Jalerius.
Yeah.
I
Swings
thought
around
the
to the
same
inside.
thing. That looked very scary right there.
Bergie is very close to the rear end of Jalerius. Oh, Jalerius gets slightly. There was no contact. He almost spun himself at that corner again. I think he turned in from the AstroTurf again as Bergie now has to avoid.
Very wide there.
Yeah, he has to try to avoid the line of the Filipino up ahead, and now Bergie will get the round towards turn 1. They're going to go side by side down the main straight.
As Miku was 8/10 faster last lap compared to Selk.
Putting to the
Bergie though going side by side right now.
Yeah, to the inside also is Mr. Scoot. He will pass Alex very easily actually. Alex lets him go. Bergie is braking later and Jalerius tries to come back. Jalerius runs wide and comes back, but he doesn't avoid, or he doesn't impact Maverick, so that was well done from the debutant, but now he's lost all the momentum and Mr. Scoot gives him a love tap because Jalerius had absolutely no speed and no momentum. This is not helping Mr. Scoot. Alex back down the inside of turn 4.
The pack is very close though. The biggest gap that Scoot might have to overcome later is 2.4 seconds,
Up into the
which is
lead.
sand deep compared to Selk.
Up into the
Miku
lead, yes.
Makes a move into the lead, yeah.
Completely unbeknown to our camera, Marcel Miku is into the lead and they're going 3 wide into turn 7 almost as Leila Petralia almost spins at the background. Who is coming up ahead? It's Mr. Scoot up into P5. He's made 2 overtakes on 1 straight. That is brilliant from Mr. Scoot.
As you can see, more than 1 second faster that lap alone.
Bergie to the inside of Selk. This should be a slam dunk overtake down into turn 1. And now Maverick trying to break the toe on Mr. Scoot behind him, so Scoot cannot make the move into turn 1. But Maverick goes way off the circuit. He's braked too late in trying to defend his position, and he surely will yield. Yes, he does. So up into 4th goes Mr. Scoot. 2 tenths. 2 tenths at the front. What's happened to Marcel Miku? He's lost all of the pace.
I think Miku must have gone wide, but that's thus the better for Bergie, who's going around the outside right now. They're side by side barreling into turn 1.
And Marcel Miku still has the inside line, but can Bergie go all the way around the outside? This is crucial for the championship. Who blinks first? They're still side by side. Bergie will be edged out wide. Oh, contact behind them.
Oh,
Scoot and Selk completely off.
Spun. Contact with Scoot, who moves up into P3.
My goodness, up into 3rd goes Alex. He's picked up pieces.
All the moves are happening into turn 1 right now. Same for Leila. What a move on Jalerius. I
And
cannot believe
Bergie.
my eyes. That's like 3 separate battles.
Exactly,
All happening inside of turn 1.
And Bergie almost hit the rear of Marcel Miku into turn 4. That could have been the top 2 spinning into turn 4 as well, but luckily Bergie just about applied enough brake pressure.
Move on Miku will be futile now, especially with a 1.2 second gap.
To the inside goes Mr. Scoot. I think it's not Marcel Miku has poor straight line speed. It's Mr. Scoot have great straight line speed. He will pass Alex into turn 1 cleanly, but he's going to go deep. Alex is going for the cutback. They almost make contact. Around the outside goes
Side by
Alex.
side.
What an overtake.
What a move from Alex Romsix in this race. He's been driving brilliantly, picking up the pieces from another drivers who make mistakes.
Ooh, Scoot tries to go to the inside, but there's no gap. Alex firmly defends inside into turn 4. Maverick looks for the dive.
It's getting close here. 3 cars battling for P3 right now with 2 laps to go.
This is helping Alex.
have
Oh
balls.
my god.
Maverick slightly on the grass.
Yeah, he got squeezed.
Alex still
Alex
ahead.
off.
He goes
Alex
wide.
off. Yeah,
Mr. Scoot goes for the move. Not
This
yet
is
though.
crazy.
Yield.
And the gap at the front, it's on
What
to
a
one.
race.
Marcel Mico has spun coming out of
Marcel
turn
Mico,
7.
what is happening?
He's lost it coming out of turn 7. And Sandy Burgess into the lead. Mr. Scoot will surely send one again into turn 10. Will Alex defend inside this time? No, he doesn't. Scoot sends it firmly this time. He will brake later. He will park the car on the apex. Alex goes wide to try to get a momentum, but he's on the AstroTurf and he loses grip. And that is move completed by Mr. Scoot up into P3. Maverick.
We've seen it also at the end of last race.
Oh, he's
Maverick.
sending it. He's decided to send it to the inside, but Alex sees him and leaves him Great driving between the two of them. Absolutely no contact. Maverick goes for the cutback, but he's on the wrong lane to turn 3. She's going to get squeezed out in turn 3 here. Maverick tries to tuck back in.
I absolutely see Maverick's point of view from that race. It was a bit too difficult to judge if the move could be made, as they're going too wide into turn 4 right now.
Yeah, but he doesn't get
Can
the
Maverick
grip.
hold on? He doesn't. Does he get the switchback? But he'll still be around the outside for the next turn, where being around the outside really does not help you.
No. And Alex covers the apex perfectly, but he's got shaky exit. Maverick will switch to the inside.
Maverick,
He finally got the inside
He's
line.
going towards the inside for 7, yes. Is he going to make it stick? Because we still have one straightaway to go.
Alex will
Maverick
hang around
down
the outside.
inside. They're still side by side. He loses the
Brilliant.
position, sadly. Alex uses much more of the AstroTurf to
Not do or die as Burgess slightly missed the apex of the chicane. Can Marcel Mico get a better run? Oh, no, I don't think he's
it
close
looks
enough.
too far right now.
Yeah, and Burgess wisely goes the inside, and Burgess will somehow take victory here in race 2 of Catalonia as Maverick gets a good run on Alex. This is going to be a track race to the line. The line's quite short though. I don't think he's going to get there. A 10
No,
separating
it's not
the
happening.
pair.
It's still brilliant driving from both of those drivers. Same Layla, still in the slipstream. I think it's very unfortunate that the finish line is that early on in the lap.
Got a great gap coming out of turn 5 into turn 6 and now braking into turn 7. Oh, he brake on the grass. He brake on the grass on corner entry. He just dipped his right side wheel over the curb. It's like about 5 centimeters into the gravel or the grass. Motion replay of the battle for P3 before they made contact, but so Glenn Selk defended the inside line, and he kind of moved back without knowing Miss Scoot was there, and then Miss Scoot completely out of control, couldn't avoid hitting Glenn Selk the second time. So that was very, very weird of an incident between the pair of them. Look back at lap 1. So yes, Glenn Selk cut turn 1, but he did get bumped from Miro. And then Miro returned to the track and spun Leila Petralia. And then Marcel tries to brake to avoid, and actually he got hit by Alex, and everybody was basically spinning, and Maverick, after stalling on the grid, dropping down to the back of the field, overtook 8 cars around the outside of turn 3. So,
Maybe him stalling was a blessing in disguise.
yeah,
You
and
never know.
yeah, Scoot basically went off into the gravel himself. He was trying to return to the circuit, but there's about 3 cars to his inside, so he can't avoid any of them. Marcel Mico taking a couple of second positions last week at Catalonia means his lead at the top of the championship has now increased to 144 points, so mathematically he can take the championship tonight. We are off at Laguna Seca. It's a good start from Marcel Mico. It's an equally good start from the front row. Alex slightly dropping back. Let's see if Miro can challenge him. Mr. Scoot actually gets a better second place of the start and he's now towards the outside of Marcel Mico. We've got Maverick not even...
Ooh!
Ooh, yeah, that's close.
Already starting with contact.
Yeah, down
Well,
the
yeah,
inside
around
goes
the outside
Maverick,
in turn 1, it's very difficult to do. We saw yesterday lots of drivers trying to go for it, but it just didn't stick. But yeah, fortunate that they made contact, since Mr. Scoot did have a very good start and was actually closing in massively on Marcel Mico.
Ooh, that's close between Layla and Maverick, and Layla is going to go wide
Yeah, that's
because yeah, she was on the inside of the corner. Now Glenn Selk is trying to challenge Layla and going around the outside. Yeah, we cannot distinguish any car from the trackside camera, and I had to try, but ooh, Glenn Selk just about holding on to the edge of the circuit. So a move completed by the Dutch driver.
Ooh, it shouldn't gain that much, but I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, it's still a sim.
Around the outside.
Around the outside goes Ragubi.
Wow. What a
Beautiful
move.
move around Alex Romsix.
Yeah. After missing the podium in the last 5 rounds, maybe this is a comeback drive by the Belgian, but he get on the gravel into the final corner.
Running wide there really cost him, and it's the only really exit around the track I find where you can actually afford to go wide at, because there is some AstroTurf there.
Side-by-side battle here between Glenn Selk and Leila Petralia is off right in front of them. So yeah, she is now down to P10.
So
mistake.
It seems a bit more unlikely. Ragubi again.
Yeah, Alex made a mistake.
He has the position.
Alex was slow coming out of turn 6, and now he's got a better corkscrew though, right behind the Belgian driver, but you can't really make a move here. He's trying to set up the move, but Miro Ragibi is able to return to the racing line through the penultimate corner, but he completely misses the apex. This is a brilliant run from Alex towards the outside of the final corner.
Will he make it move? Will he make the move stick around the outside? He does not yet.
He's gone for the cutback.
Does he have a better exit? It doesn't look like it. He will have to go for the slipstream here.
This is all going to be very cool, as we are having battles separately. It's like everybody has found a partner to battle with, as Glenn Selk now towards the inside of turn 1. I think that should be move complete. Oh, they made contact actually.
Ooh, bit of rubbing.
Yeah, but that's okay. It is a very... off goes Miro in the penultimate corner. This is a chance for Alex. He needs to set up this exit.
I think it's a very good exit from Romsix, but I think Romsix made a mistake himself a bit before that, because the gap was suddenly a bit bigger than before. Right now, they're heading down into turn 1. Alex Romsix and Ragubi for the final step on the podium, not even halfway through the race. Will he make the move stick around the outside? He goes very deep. Still side by side.
Brilliant.
Very brilliant racing here.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done him around the outside.
He's made it stick.
That is absolutely outstanding. But now, Miro is not giving up. Little bump.
Yield.
Ooh,
no! No, he spins!
Curb. That's curb. I mean, it's a great
Yeah.
360. So now I think the battle for P3 is settled. We have battle for P1 as Marcel Mico gets sliding coming out of corkscrew. Mr. Scoot sniffed blood.
It's clear the Knight is claiming everybody as their victim for making mistakes. 2 drivers who were fighting for a podium, one even for the win, both making mistakes. I think we're gonna see lots of it more this race and also next race, as we're heading through the halfway mark right now.
Yeah, this is a good exit. Can Mr. Scoot do what Miro did last lap, trying to go all the way around the outside of turn 1? This is what Marcel Mico talked about last week on the straight when upshifting. They have an advantage over Marcel Mico, so Mr. Scoot having the better straight line speed because of the shift, but Marcel Mico aggressive on the inside, fends off the attack.
That just means you have to extract everything out of it to be even faster. I think the other drivers here are managing that a bit better. As we're looking right now in P9 for P8, Leila Petralia as she goes side by side with Nick Neville, who will come out on top in the next turn. Leila Petralia around the outside,
Gravel.
She goes wide. Contact, but
I think Nick is still going the right way. Mr.
Yeah,
Scoot, he's done it! He's done it! He's done the inside of the corkscrew! Mr. Scoot has taken the lead on Marcel Mico.
My god, what a move, especially there as we were following one battle. Scoot just went for it. And we were blindsided by it. What an impressive move.
Yeah, I will definitely watch a replay once this race ends as Mr. Scoot gets out of shape. So Marcel Mico has to avoid him and drives onto the gravel. So the mistake by Mr. Scoot actually helped him.
Decent gap. Right now, 2 very fast corners. He will just have to maximize speed there as Pinch goes a bit out of shape. Glenn Selk will have to yield this corner, but will he make a move into the braking zone? Both cars staying on track there. He's in the slipstream.
What? 6 seconds? 6 seconds?
I think Marcel Mico, he must have had an issue. I think he might have just, hit the gravel.
I think he lost it on this corner. I think he lost it on this corner that these two are about to come towards, because this is really dangerous. You can see the sausage. See? Glenn Selby actually did a good job
yeah.
lifting.
What is happening here?
He's forgot to turn on his lights after rejoining the server. He's literally driving blind.
I mean,
Oh, it is. This
I
must
always
be a bug.
drive my car.
He's
Okay, he has found his headlights. I wanted to say I always drive with 100% damage, and if you have a red bumper, then you cannot use your headlights anymore.
Oh
So
God.
it'd be very unlikely for him to lose them. Selk slightly touches the gravel there on exit. Not
They're
very
about
good.
to find the blue flagged Lithuania. Who is spinning?
Whoa!
That's lag.
I think he's having some
Yeah, he's having internet issues.
connection issues.
Yeah, big internet issues.
So-
yes. Oh, he's off.
Oh,
Yeah, I think.
Marcel.
Yeah, what's happened is Marcel sees there's a 13-second gap behind him, so he's thrown caution into the wind and decided to just absolutely full send every corner. Miro, after his spin at turn 4, has caught the gap back up.
Oh yeah, I
curb,
really
curb.
hope for him.
Curb by Alex. Alex took the curb at turn 3, so he's lost another 3/10. He's feeling the pressure. He's understeering at turn 4. The gap is down to 3/10. Miro Regibi sees blood.
All it takes is putting pressure right now and hoping Alex Romsix makes a mistake. All Regubi has to do is just stay calm and maybe fake a move occasionally, as he will have to lift here. He gives a bit of a bump there, but nothing too heavy, as they're heading up towards the corkscrew right now.
We've also got
Will Regubi make a move there?
He's
It
thinking
looks
about
like it.
No.
No, he's just putting the pressure there, but he's setting himself up for a better exit here.
He's got a better exit, but not enough. Or is it? Ooh, he had to break.
Oh! That was nearly a pit maneuver, but we're heading into a final lap of racing here.
He's so much faster.
As they're heading the final corner for the penultimate time. Whoa! How was that not contact?
That's crazy.
Regubi right now, slipstream, as they're both heading down into the Andretti hairpin right now. Final lap of the race. The leader is on the final lap. Will Miro Regubi claim the last step of the podium here today?
The change of position for P6. As I say that, Glenn Selby is around. And so is
There
Spink.
must
They
have
made
been contact there.
on the...
They must have had contact.
Why have they made contact there? It was a straight. Miro hit
No.
the curb.
No, I am feeling the pressure of trying not to be biased right now for my fellow countrymen, but yeah, that was very unfortunate, but there's mistakes can still be made, as we're on board right now with Marcel Miku looking at Mr. Scoot, who is going to win this race.
I'm going to switch back and forth because this could be a chance
Oh,
for Miro
Miro!
Regubi. Oh, he's gonna
Being
have
forced
to go
around
the
the
long way
outside.
round. Yeah. Great momentum.
Lifts
Almost
there.
touching. Around the outside goes Miro Regubi. He's done it.
He's done it!
He's done it.
As
Incredible.
Mr. Scoot takes P1, Marcel Miku takes P2.
Exit.
Miro
What an exit,
Regubi.
Alex. What
He's
an
gonna
exit.
lose it! Oh my god, it's gonna be a photo finish.
I
Who's
think
gonna
Miro's
take
got
it?
I think Miro's got it.
Miro's got it! Oh my god!
Wow.
What a battle for P3!
And yes, we missed the winner crossing the line, but we had to watch that battle for P3. It was absolutely fantastic. So let's go on board with Mr. Scoot. So yeah, Marcel Miku went wide at turn 6.
Right.
Yeah, so he got a terrible run. Mr. Scoot showing his headlights. And down towards the inside goes Mr. Scoot, and Marcel Miku basically left the door open and went for the cutback, but he doesn't get enough drive, so that's how he lost the lead. But then he lost about 7 seconds after losing the lead on the next lap. This corner, let's see.
I call the sausage curve.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's
With Miro Regubi, he set him up through the third to last corner. He's looking for the gap on the inside, so Alex has to defend the inside line. And Miro just went cleanly around the outside. Absolutely brilliant.
I mean, he was here it was nearly the end for him into this corner. Yeah, sausage curb, ran a bit wide, and yeah, better exit there. But what a photo finish. I mean,
Can get to them. How did they make contact here? Oh, they both thought it's the end of the race.
oh my god. I did not know that this was a way to overtake. I did not know you can overtake like that. Just park it, think, yeah man, race is over, and then leave them. That's a first.
I saw the chat. I was like, why is Spink saying them such idiots? So I thought, okay, we have 30 seconds. Let me quickly go back into the replays. That is hilarious.
The fact, I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, I get that you're so deeply into a battle that you also look at what the car you're racing is doing, but stopping too, that's something new.
For green flag, it's a brilliant start from Marcel Miku. Look at the launch he's got, and glance out basically as a sitting duck. Oh my god, they're making contact to the wall. Leila Petralia to the inside of the pole sitter. And now the Italian driver is going to take the lead of the race. A brilliant start from Marcel Miku from P9 up to P6. But he is choosing to be very conservative. Only that they're going 4 wide. Oh my god. Maverick is going to get edged out because he is on the furthest outside of the track. So yeah, all of the positions has been lost by the Irishman. They're making contact up ahead, and spinning is Mr. Scoot in front of Miro, and he takes Mav with him. Brian spins, Miro spins.
Multiple cars off.
Yeah, we've got a lot of spinner, including our race winner from the first race. Mr. Scoot was involved in the incident.
A very big gap away, and we're only in lap 1.
Marcel Miku up 6 positions on lap 1, P9 to P3. This is a dive.
Yeah.
Oh, he's hit him. Alex has hit Teja Sharma, who is spinning across the track, and great save. I mean, somehow he didn't spin across.
First time I've seen sparks coming out of an MX5. That was ugly. But yeah, Marcel Miku, really good start to the race. Before the contact happened, I want to say this is very fun about the reverse grid. You get some big back racing, but yeah, crashes also happen from it, as we see some cars bouncing around there. Mr. Scoot giving a bit of a bump there.
Yeah. And now he's going to dive to the inside of Maverick.
Yeah, on Maverick.
Wide goes Teja Sharma, who's completely missed his braking zone, so he's gone back to P9 as Marcel Miku overtakes Spink, but that's to be expected. Can Mr. Scoot do this inside of turn 6? Very dangerous, and he's done him. Yeah, Alex is up to P3, and now Alex needs Leila to hold up Marcel Miku, because if Marcel Miku gets through and have clean air, oh my god, curb.
Petralia really, I mean, last race around in Barcelona, drifting and qualifying, now in the race power sliding multiple times. She hits the curb, goes off. Marcel Miku has to go very wide to avoid that. But yeah, Marcel Miku takes a spot. Will Petralia go for a switchback? Yes, she does.
This is
side by
hurting
side
Marcel
right now.
Miku. Look at Alex, he's close by 2 seconds already this lap.
Ooh, got nearly close.
Alex is here. He's joined the party already.
I mean, Petralia doing the best defense she can as she goes off. She luckily stays off of the track there. That nearly ended badly for Marcel Miku. Everything's happening right now. Mr. Scoot flashing his headlights right now, really signaling like, hey, I'm faster, I'm gonna pass you. As the Dutch driver goes wide,
it worked.
But Mr. Scoot takes a position. I was battling another driver, and each lap they just crossed the cones and got the entire first turn, as we saw a bit of contact there, side by side.
What a move around the outside. But Spink is still there.
But
he's still there.
He doesn't have the exit.
Yeah, Spink is on the inside of the corkscrew. Who will blink first? None of them. He's off. He's off.
He's off again.
He's been hit by Spink.
You're looking at Miro Rukubi right now, trying to go for the move on Maverick. He's staying behind.
Ooh.
Who goes off and he spins.
Yeah, that's understeer off of the dirty air, and that's Miro's third spin of the race.
A lot is happening, and yeah, you must feel bad for Mr. Scoot
Off.
because off from
Oh, what?
South there, which just gives a position. I mean,
That's way too polite.
I mean, setup you cannot change much. So in my opinion, you also shouldn't change much. So to then go for an oversteer setup on a slow car with, I mean, braking patterns that are very unnatural, it's not the smartest thing to do.
Around the outside goes Miro Ragibi at turn 5. He's trying to pass our debutant Neville, and he has done it before turn 6. Neville is still looking to the inside, but he cleverly backs off as Mr. Scoot is done the move around the outside, coming out of corkscrew, so he must have set it up on the entry, and up into P3 goes our race 1 winner. Maverick has made a mistake somewhere this lap as well. The gap between him and Miro Ragibi has come down from 4.1 to 2.7 seconds off, slightly wide. Goes spin. This is a brilliant opportunity for Glenn Selk to maybe take P4 away. This will be his second best result of the season. If he can take 4th, and he's on the inside towards the Andretti hairpin.
Side by side, he's edging ahead right now. They're still side by side, but really going deep into the corner goes Spinch as he loses the position towards the Dutch driver here.
And Maverick has been passed by Miro. He's had a terrible lap 8.
Slipstreaming.
Oh no.
Ooh, gravel.
He did what Miro did. Miro did this exact same thing. When you're following another car in that corner, you just understeered off in the dirty air. And Miro passes him into P5, and Maverick now will have more momentum. And what looks to be a personal best result from Spink in P4 is looking now to be a P7. Very unlucky.
Yeah, now Maverick has to pass him yet again, like he just said earlier, as he's being forced to go around the outside right now through the Andretti hairpin. Best to stay behind and try a switchback, which he's not doing completely, but he is staying behind, and he's getting a better exit from it as he's going down the inside right now into the braking zone. They're very close, but Maverick makes it move as we're heading into the flat out corner right now. Slight bit of dirty air right now for Spink, but he will get slipstream right now. Heading into the next turn, I think we're gonna see a move here.
Towards the inside goes Spink. Oh, they make contact, and Maverick is sent off into the gravel.
Yeah, very unfortunate there, because I mean Maverick was really displaying some real good racecraft there, and yeah, as
he's letting him go, I think. Yeah. Let's go to Marcel Miku. He's not going to wrap out the championship tonight, but his lead will now be quick mass 156 plus 14, 170 laps. 70 laps, 170 points into the final 2 rounds, 4 races. We have 200 points to contend for. That is basically one hand on the trophy for the track driver. Marcel Miku wins in Laguna Seca here tonight. That will be his 7th victory of the season in 16 races.
What a brilliant race win after a brilliant start, and also winning here yesterday in the Formula Abarth race as Alec Romsakes crosses the line P2s.
He's almost
Mr.
got him.
Scoot P3 after an unfortunate start to this race.
1 lap too short for Miro Ragibi. So there was
yeah. I mean, we can see Mr. Scoot moving into Selk pretty much when there's no room. So Selk makes contact with Neville, which pushes him to the left, and then honestly, I don't want to completely blame it on Scoot, but yeah, I take my words back against Rakubi from early on in the race. I don't think there's much he could have done there.
No, I don't think there's much anybody could have done there. Because
No,
Neville is going
it's
straight. He's
yeah.
not really, you know.
I mean, it's a chain reaction. We see Neville hit Sauk, which moves him over into Scoot, and then Rakubi has nowhere left to move, and never giving penalties out after lap 1 contacts and incidents.
Ooh, how do you think about this one? Did Spink brake too late?
I mean, usually you brake. Yeah, I must say that's too late.
Yeah,
I mean, usually it doesn't really matter what car you're driving. You usually brake right at the crest there. And yeah,
I think he's not
didn't
making a
really
corner if he didn't use Mr. Scoot as a brake.
yeah, exactly. Mr. Scoot was just used to decelerate the car as a third brake pedal or a second brake pedal. So
we will be crowning a brand new champion this season. The second champion, I should say, of the season, because Berger has won the VRC Formula Alpha Series. That is because second place in the championship, Alex Romsix, will not be present tonight. So by virtue of having a 170-point lead, Marcel Miku has been crowned Season 15 champion of the MX5 series after finishing second in Season 13 and third in Season 14. Mr. Scoot in front of Sandy Berger, who has done 0 laps of practice and put it on the front row. So very impressive from the British driver, who could challenge for second in the championship actually, because Alex Romsix is well, he's missing, is absent this week tonight, and Marcel Miku, well, the champion now, because Alex is not here in race 1, will start from P3 up alongside Maverick. On the third row, we've got Matt Pryor and Glenn Selk. And then fourth row will be consisting of Brian Garcia and Leila Petralia, with Miro Regibi, very lowly nice for his normal high standards. And then we've got Kvitala Vicious and Teja Sharma rounding out the back of the grid, as we need to be ready for the 6 red lights. At the front of the field, Marcel Miku will get his normal blistering start, but can he improve from P3 to P1 by the first corner already? It's a good start from Mr. Scoot as he tries to pull away from Sandy Bergy, and Marcel Miku is already alongside Bergy, so he's not going to go to P1, but there's a big chance that he can make to P2, and he does. Down towards the inside of the first corner as Bergy goes slightly wide and yields a second position. So up to second goes the season 15 champion.
well, yeah, I mean, great start from our pole sitter, Mr. Scoot, and also Marcel Miku. I'm gonna be completely honest. Every race start, I just put my camera on him because you know he's gonna launch off the line and you know he's gonna make a position.
Yeah, it's a very clean start actually. Nobody has lost any real ground. It's a good start from Miro Regibi, now down the inside of Leila Petralia through turn 6. These two are fighting for P5 in the championship, so these positions can be crucial. But Leila gets the cutback and down towards this very kind of curvy straight through towards turn 8. We've got Brian Garcia looking at the rear of Miro Regibi, who's tapped Leila Petralia, but luckily Leila held on, but she's gone deep through the hairpin. Miro counterattack her here because he gave her a tap the previous corner, but Miro got out of shape himself. Miro, meanwhile, side by side with Leila Petralia, now trying to go around the outside of turn 3. Can he hang around there? If he can be on the outside of turn 4, he'll have the inside line of turn 5. Actually, Leila tucks back in and gives up the position.
Mr. Scoot has a very, very big gap right now.
And Sandy Berger is not going to wait down towards turn 1. He's going to make the move on Marcel Miku. Clearly, Berger seems to be faster, but Marcel Miku does a fantastic cutback. And down towards turn 2, he'll have the inside line. He's all over the curb, but they need to be careful. He'll be on the outside for turn 3. Bergy brakes later and holds the inside line. Little bit of twitch, little bit of moment there from Marcel Miku on the outside, but they're going to go side by side towards the chicane. Bergy has to yield. Marcel Miku hands on to the position, but look at the lead Mr. Scoot has. It's 2.5 seconds.
You can really see how much faster Glenn Selk is going because of it, and if it happens again on the main straight, I think we're going to see these drivers challenge the cars up ahead.
But he's gone for the move. Miragibi clearly think he's faster right now, and he's made the move in towards the final sector. And up to P6 goes the Belgian driver, Leila Petralia, going wide again, coming out of the fast chicane. And we're going side by side for P2 again. It's a carbon copy of the same position last lap. Marcel Miku goes for the cutback, and once again, brilliant from the Czech driver.
If I were Sandy Bergy, I would keep trying this every lap until the last lap and then changing it up and trying to go for the position. Throwing your opponent off is, you know, one of the biggest things you have to do in racing. But right now, Bergy, he is ahead of Marcel Miku.
And this time he's on the
It's a bit
outside of the
wide.
chicane. He's gone deep, but the driver on the inside of the first part of the chicane has to yield, because otherwise he will either understeer or oversteer on the curb and bump the driver on the outside. However, Marcel Miku does a perfect turn 6, and he is still on the inside of Bergy down towards turn 7. Mr. Scoot has a 5-second lead after 3.5 laps as Marcel Miku repasses Bergy up into second.
If he continues this right now, in the next 6-7 minutes or so, we will see an overtake as Leila Petralia goes a bit deep there, just about makes a corner. As we're looking at Brian Garcia right now in the slipstream, he will go for the move, it looks like, in the fast chicane. He yields. So he's putting on the pressure on Leila Petralia right now. Either he's gonna go for a move here, which he doesn't look like he's going for.
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
Leila Petralia slidey there as she gets overtaken right now by Brian Garcia. I mean, I thought he was going to wait and bum draft his way down the straight and then make a move, but no. The opportunity presented himself and he rightfully went for it.
But she couldn't save it in towards the final corner as Miragibi tries to hang around the outside of Matt Pryor. Can he be there? Oh, they're almost making contact. Miro is on the grass, trying to go around the outside at turn 4. Matt Pryor just about leaves enough space, but Miro drives onto the grass himself. And Leila, where is she? She's gone behind the advertising hoarding and spinning towards the wall. The good thing for her is the next driver is 52 seconds back, so whatever happens, she will finish P9. But it looks like she has a very, very unstable setup as the battle for P5 now has a newcomer. Glenn Selk has latched himself onto the back of this train. He's trying to push the door open, but Matt Pryor is so far unfazed. He'll once again, though, go to the edge of the track, defends the inside towards turn 7 and turn 8. Middle this time pulls out early, but you're on the long way round here. They make slight contact, yeah. I think slight contact, which is okay, but Miro does have a bit of a lead into the hairpin. Matt braked really late, and once again defends incredibly well. Matt's gone wide.
What moves are you seeing right now? It's very nice to see some slight contact that doesn't end up in a massive crash.
Yeah, Miro's given him the bump draft because you really don't want to go side by side through the fast chicane. But you can see how much faster Miro is, and Matt defends the inside line, and Miro hits him. That's a bit of a bump and run. And where's Glenn Selk? I think Miro is trying to return the position to Matt Pryor. Indeed, he does. But in opening the door, he might also be letting Glenn Selk go, who is glued to the rear end of Matt Pryor. They're going almost 3 wide. Matt Pryor defends the inside line, but that's too late. Miro Regibi is down the inside. This is his best chance. Down towards turn 1. 3 wide. Miro on the inside. Matt Pryor through the middle, and Glenn Selk lets them go. And Miro Regibi finally has made the move, or has seen Matt Pryor looking to the inside, but Miro shuts the door off and takes 5th position. And this might be really important if you can hang on to those extra points. But Matt Pryor gets a perfect ecto coming out of turn 3 and sending it down the inside of turn 4. They just about not make contact, and Miro hands on around the outside of turn 4. And now Glenn Selk dives the inside of Matt Pryor through turn 6. Miro gets counter
Regubi drifts.
Yes, and somehow he saves the car and stays ahead of the pair of them. What's going to happen to turn 8? I don't know what I imagined.
What a last lap battle we have on our hands here. Again, Selk off after making a bit of contact with Matt Pryor there, but Regubi still in the lead. He has the inside line here. Glenn Selk trying to make the move happen on Matt Pryor, who goes on the grass, but still side by side. look at these drivers go as Matt Pryor takes a position right now.
Incredible.
Exactly, it's incredible.
And
How
up
they
at
make
the
it stick.
front, yeah, Mr. Scoot is going to take one of the easiest victories in his life, setting the fastest lap on the final lap with a 154.162. This is race win number 4 for Mr. Scoot. He's won all 4 of the last 4 race ones. And let's see if he can do it again in race 2 for the first time in his career here at Phoenix SimSport. Miro Gibi just about hands on to P5, and what a brilliant counter move by Matt Pryor, going around the outside of Glenn Selk and all the way onto the grass, and somehow he stays in P6 again ahead of Glenn Selk. Counter steer moment on the exit of turn 6. He was drifting all the way on the exit, and somehow he stayed ahead of his competitors. And let's have a look at this angle. So Matt Pryor tries to go to the outside. Glenn Selk basically, yeah, he kind of understeered into Matt, and then in trying to save his car, drove onto the grass. Then Matt Pryor just sent it around the outside of the hairpin, and Glenn Selk just about left in space, but then didn't really on the exit. But still, Matt Pryor handed on the grass, and Glenn Selk rightfully let him go because he did kind of squeeze Matt onto the grass. Lights out, and away we go, and it's a very poor start from Teja Sharma. Actually, it's a brilliant start from Leila Petralia because Teja Sharma will still stay in P2, so Leila will take the lead into turn 1. We're going 3 wide, and they're making contact. It's Glenn Selk trying to send it to the inside, as well as Matt Pryor. They're almost going 4 wide into turn 2. They need to be really careful, and all the way onto the grass is Marcel Miku, just about saves his car. We've also got a car wide onto the grass on the right-hand side. That is Matt Pryor, who is dropping down to P7 now, and they sort themselves out just about. Glenn Selk up to P2. Teja Sharma now side by side with Brian Garcia battling for P3. We've then got Sandy Burgee looking to the inside of Brian Garcia and passing Brian Garcia, and now passing Teja Sharma as Teja Sharma goes wide onto the grass.
Off.
Yeah, so off goes Teja Sharma, and Brian Garcia now in the sandwich, in the middle, in between Miro Gibi and Marcel Miku. He's really not going to want to be there. Marcel Miku on the inside won't yield. Miro Gibi on the outside won't yield. And there was contact. That was inevitable. Maverick gets caught in it. That is very unfortunate. And Mr. Scooting all of that moves up into P7.
The final corner, Mr. Scoot had a really good run on Miro Gibi, but after turn 1 he had a bit of a worse run as he gets hit by Miro Gibi and he's sideways.
That is
what
incredible.
Happened there?
This is really helping Marcel Miku. He's already caught up to the back of these two, and if they make contact into the hairpin, Marcel Miku will be there to profit. Glenn Selk defends inside line down towards turning. Burgee will try to go around the outside, but he can't, and both of them go wide, and Marcel Miku gets the perfect cutback. He's alongside Sandy Burgee through the chicane, but he has to back off.
Oh, yes, and
he's tapped him.
That's getting very close there.
He's opened the door. They're still side by side. They're still getting held up by Glenn Selk. Don't go side by side through the chicane. Who's gonna lift? Sandy Burgee.
Sandy Burgee yields.
Yeah.
I mean, smart move from him there. I mean, heading into turn 1, Marcel Miku later on the brakes. He tries to go around the outside. They're too wide right now. Marcel Miku seems to have the better exit as he moves up into P2, but we still have the next corner where overtaking can happen. Will it though? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, Miro Gibi also did the move on Matt Pryor in towards turn 1, so back up into P5 goes the Belgian driver. Now Mr. Scoot is held up by Matt Pryor. Past Miro fast, and after potentially making contact with Mr. Scoot early on, I don't think Miro is going to be too harsh on the defense, and yes, he left the door open in the final corner, effectively letting Mr. Scoot by. So up to P5 is our race 1 winner, and now he has clean air, but he needs to catch up. A 3-second gap to the front group as Glenn Selk almost goes onto the grass to try to defend from, but what a brilliant send!
What a move!
Absolutely outstanding! However, Glenn Selk gets the cutback, but Burgee will have the inside line for the turn 3 hairpin. I think that is move complete. That is absolutely incredible.
Will have a better exit here, but what will he do? Will Leila Petralia defend from him? doesn't look like it. She stays on the racing line there.
Yeah, this is good for Leila. I don't think she needs to fight for Marcel Miku. She needs to try to finish as high as possible to try to gain more points on the likes of Miro and Maverick who are down in P6 and P8. So letting Marcel pass is okay. She's not as fast as Marcel Miku, as Marcel Miku actually makes a mistake in the hairpin. He's gone deep there. This is not really what Leila Petralia wanted. She wants Marcel to drive away in the distance instead of battling with him, because in battling they're losing time. Ooh,
Whoa!
my God, what a
very
save.
slidey there.
Incredible save from Leila Petralia. And now Sandy Burgee sees blood. He should be able to pass Leila Petralia next lap.
I really like how we can see further down the back Mr. Scoot ever so slightly catching up to this front back. I mean, Sandy Burgee will be busy fighting Leila Petralia right now.
Ooh,
As
he's
he nearly went
on the
for
grass.
a move there.
I think Sandy Burgee got caught out by how early Leila was braking, so he had to take it to the grass to avoid her. But now he's on the wrong side of the hairpin, and all of this is helping Marcel Miku drive away as Sandy Burgee almost on the grass, tries to hang around the outside. That's too deep. Getting held up in the battle as Burgee goes wide in turn 2, and somehow he's gained time. How has he done that?
I think it's just a cursed track, man. I mean, these drivers, I see them gain time while making a mistake, which is so rare to see. As both of them on the grass, Sandy Burgee a bit more than Leila Petralia, but he saves it better as he's moving down the inside here. He yields a bit, I think, just to get the slipstream. As you can see, Mr. Scoot right now up into P4. My God.
He's made the
move. What a driver.
He's made the move on the inside of the fast chicane on Glen Selk, and now he's getting the draft from Leila Petralia and to the inside.
My God!
He's gonna do it!
A double overtake in turn 1 as Leila Petralia half on the grass there.
God.
Oh my God, what is happening? These drivers are... I know that we're only halfway through the race, but to be making moves like this, contact against Sandy Burgee on the grass, loses the position to Glen Selk, and now is that Rakubi joining this battle also. Marcel Miku, what a winner. Contact again, Mr. Scoot on the grass, contact with Leila Petralia as he's losing the position again to Sandy Burgee. I must imagine how frustrated he is right now.
And slide goes Burgee. He's going to drop down to P6. Yeah, just to recap all of that, Mr. Scoot was down the inside of both Leila Petralia and Sandy Burgee into turn 1. And then Leila Petralia went for a brilliant cutback, a bit on the curb, a bit on the grass. That's why she almost lost the car on the exit. So she went deep. Mr. Scoot followed him in as Scoot now hits Miro on the rear end in towards the hairpin. He's really doing a bit of a push to pass as Miro. Oh my God. Somehow.
My God, I think right now Mr. Scoot is very frustrated.
This is absolutely incredible. And then there was contact last lap by Mr. Scoot as Glen Selk has passed Leila Petralia coming out of the final corner. And now Mr. Scoot is on the right-hand side of Leila Petralia, and surely up to P3 will be Mr. Scoot as we're going side by side behind Miro Regibi repassing Matt Pryor for P6. So yeah, there was contact down towards turn 3 last lap when Mr. Scoot tapped Leila, and Leila is trying to return the favor, trying to retaliate, but she's not got the run towards turn 2 this time. This is the corner where Mrs. Scoot and Leila Petralia made contact last lap. Leila sends it down the inside this time. She's not going to be... Yeah, she's giving him the bump back, and Mrs. Scoot gives her the bump back. Oh my goodness.
Be a bit less controllable and thus making a bit more contact with other drivers.
Brilliant run from Mr. Scoot. Is he going to send one around the outside of Leila Petralia?
Around the outside.
That is absolutely brilliant. Will the space be given? This time the answer is yes.
Sandy Burgee right now with the bump draft. What a beautiful send there.
They've just dropped it past Leila Petralia like if she's not even there. That bump draft was absolutely mad. And now they're working together trying to catch Glen Selk up ahead, and now Burgee pulls to the inside. He feinted the move, and Leila Petralia once again towards the inside of Sandy Burgee. Burgee needs to leave a bit of space, so he got delayed in turn 1. Mrs. Scoot now on the outside of Glen Selk in towards the hairpin. He's gonna try the Burgee move. Oh, Leila
Burgee gets bit maneuvered there by Leila Petralia.
Fortunate a couple of races so far for the Belgian driver is Sandy Burgee completely on the grass. and almost hitting the rear of Leila Petraling towards the final corner. You can see Leila dropping back from the 2 up ahead, so it's important for Sandy Butch to make the move as Mr. Scoot goes as Miro Rigibi spins in the final corner. Mr. Scoot around the outside of Glen Selk down towards turn 1.
Sandy Burgee also trying to make the move down the inside of Leila Petralia. We'll see what happens here, because we have seen before Leila Petralia really wants to take all the turn 1 apex and curb there is. As Sandy Burgee slide there from him. Are they going side by side again? I mean, he has the inside line into the next turn, and he makes the move stick. He's going a bit wide there. Leila Petralia seems to have a better exit than but Sandy Burgee still holds on as Mr. Scoot is in P2 right now. I think he's gonna
Run away.
pull away from this group right now, but he won't have enough to get to the front.
The Burgee is forced to go the long way round. Can he get the cutback? No. Yes, he's trying. Glenselk opened the door up, and now Burgee is alongside. There is still an overlap. Glenselk has to leave the door open, and now Burgee tries to go all the way around the outside of turn 11. That doesn't work.
Leila Petralia also rejoining the battle there.
Oh no, side by side here.
Side by side. Oh, who's gonna yield?
None of them is yielding. This is for P3. Burgee sending it to the inside. Little bit of lift. Tries to get the cutback. He's almost tapped. He's tapped.
Whoa! There goes Glenselk. 3 cars collected. The 4th.
Maverick.
Sandy Burgee spun around, done a 180. Glenselk now back on track. Holy.
Up to P5 goes Maverick. He's gone to that position again. It's Matt Pryor now. He's joined the fight from absolutely nowhere, and he's right on the rear end of Leila Petralia. This is now a podium battle for the returning British driver. This would be dream scenario for Matt Pryor. He's gone way too deep in turn 1 though.
He has, but he can try and outbreak Leila Petralia in the next corner right here. But he will not yet. He's forced to go a bit wide there as to not hit Leila Petralia.
If you go too deep, your exit will be terrible. Leila uses a lot of the curb and going onto the grass and taking Matt Pryor and Maverick. They all 3 just went the same line because they all followed Leila Petralia onto the grass. That is absolutely insane. And now through this very tricky fast chicane where there was contact last lap, the further apart this time, Leila Petralia once again shoots for the inside, but that doesn't seem like the best line. Yeah, Leila once again being slow through the final corner, which means Matt Pryor gets the run, but he's not going to get the slipstream. They're going to be side by side down towards the final lap into turn 1.
He really wants to make it work on his final lap as we're heading down into turn 1 for the last time. Matt Pryor makes a move, stick slight contact with Leila Petralia there. He still holds on to position right now. Next braking zone, we're heading there right now.
Yeah, Leila has the inside line for turn 3. Oh, who's going to brake later? Leila brakes later. That's brilliant. She's retaken that P3 position. I think turn 8 is the best chance, unless Matt Pryor wants to make a send into turn 4, but he thinks better of it.
A heavy braking zone. Will we see him challenge a move there? We're heading there right now. He's going towards the inside, it looks like, into the braking zone. It doesn't work. Leila Petralia goes wide. Are we going too wide here?
Yeah, Maverick goes
not
wide.
Yet.
Glenselk passes him. Yeah, Glenselk passes Maverick after avoiding a deep Maverick, and they are. Oh, yeah, Glenselk is returning the position, I think, because he did pass Maverick all 4 wheels off the circuit, and Matt Pryor couldn't make the move into turn 8 work. So now it's whether he wants to make the set down towards the final corner. We've seen Leila being slightly slower, being slightly more cautious in the final corner. How much risk will the British driver take? He's closing in, but Leila fends off the inside line. Matt Pryor will need to either go for a cutback, but he's on the grass. He's completely ruined it. That is not going to be a move made, and Leila Petralia, after some absolutely incredible defense, somehow holds on to P3 as Marcel Miku, the season 15 champion, wins race to hair at Buenos Aires in front of a brilliantly recovering Mr. Scoot. After going down to P7 or even P8 early on in the race, he recovers back up to P2. It looks pretty clean. Yeah, I mean,
You're right.
it's four wheels off the white line, but as we said, the white line is not where the limit is. Mr. Scoot gave later a shot on the exit already, and down towards turn 3, Mr. Scoot once again hits the rear of Layla, who bumps into Sandy Burgee. So I think Layla's kind of bumping on the next lap is, well, grounded almost, because Mr. Scoot gave her 3 shots, in fact, into turn 4. So there was 3 bits of contact between Layla Petralia and Mr. Scoot in turn 1, turn 3, and turn 4. This little bit of bumping to turn 3 is definitely a bit of returning the favor from last lap, and Mr. Scoot just bumped him, tries to get the room. But so he backed off in the first part of the fast chicane, and that's the tiniest bit of the touches.
Yeah, I mean,
Because he's even braked on the exit, but he still turned Glance out. It's just the speed difference that these two cars were carrying the fast chicane was too huge. Marcel Miku won the MX5 series this season, and also he won the Tata series yesterday, so a double champion is Marcel Miku this season at Phoenix SimSport. However, he will have huge challenges tonight, because one of the returning drivers making his season debut is Parmesan, and he won, I think, 3 races in the 4 rounds that he participated in season 14. Rundown of the grid, we've got the German debutant Parmesan returning after withstanding summer heat, and he's on pole by 0.7 of a second. The Canadian rookie Toge will start alongside him, just beating Mr. Scoot by about 0.1 of a second. There was an incident between Mr. Scoot and Teja Sharma at the end of the qualifying session, but I think all is resolved as for now. The championship winner, the title winner, Marcel Miku, is starting in a rather unfamiliar P4, as we've got the guys battling for second place in the championship. Romsix and Burgee will both start on the 3rd row. Glenselk and Maverick, aka Andrew Taggart, will start on the 4th row. The 40-minute Nürburgring race is underway, and it's a good start from Parmesan. Toge didn't get the best launch. Mr. Scoot is already alongside the Canadian driver. The 2 green cars will go side by side down towards turn 1. Mr. Scoot going around the outside, trying to squeeze Toge, and Toge gets squeezed on the curb, has to yield, and Mr. Scoot will have the inside line. He's cut across too much. He's made contact with Toge, but they just about survive. Marcel Miku actually didn't get the best jump. He's still down in 4th, trying to go around the outside of Toge, but that doesn't work, as Burgee is challenging Alex Romsix, but he can't do it around the outside of turn 5, and he is now under attack from Glenn Selk, who sends it to the inside. Burgee goes off into the grass, and they're making contact behind them, and Burgee needs to be careful returning to track, and he's almost spun it on the grass, and he somehow saves the car. We've got Barry making contact with Michele Carrara at the rear end of the field. What a start by Layla Petralia. She was down in the last row of the grid. She's already past Maverick. We're almost going side by side between Marcel Miku, who's got a good run on Toge down towards the chicane. Marcel looks to the inside and brakes later and makes a move stick. He does locks up a bit and gets on the sausage curb. That's going to affect his exit, and the cutback brilliantly executed by Toge in towards the final corner. Toge fends on P3 for now, but he's on the inside. He's caught on the curb. That curb is really dangerous. Marcel Miku drives onto the grass to avoid a almost half-spin Toge, and Alex Romsix takes advantage and takes P4 away from the Canadian driver.
Well, yeah, I mean, side by side in a Coca-Cola curve there with Marcel Miku. I mean, he nearly made it stick without Toge even having to spin out nearly. So great move there from him, but he did go wide a bit there. As at the front, it looks like Mr. Scoot is slightly catching on Parmesan.
Yeah, down the inside went Bergie. He's challenging Maverick, but he got caught on the inside curb, so he had a full opposite lock on the exit. This means they're going to stay side by side in towards turn 3. This is all helping Alex as Bergie hits Maverick in the right rear, and somehow they both save their car. A bit of a misjudgment from the British driver as he hit the Irishman.
I think it's clear who has better race pace at this point and who has a better qualifying pace, as they're nearly going side by side into turn 10, the RTL curve. Around the outside goes Mr. Scoot. It doesn't work yet. Slide there from Parmesan, as right now down the inside goes Mr. Scoot, who pushes onto the grass with a bit of contact as they're going into the NGK chicane, or the run down into the NGK chicane. First a flat out curve there.
He's done it.
Heavy braking they will have to do.
Yeah, Mr. Scoot defends inside line now. He wants that lead. Parmesan is not going to back out easily. Around the outside, trying to push the door open. Mr. Scoot closes the door as Togay passes Alex Romsix up into P4, and Bergie finally clears Maverick up into P8. Leila Petralia putting piles of pressure on Glenn Selk. Clearly, Leila's low qualifying position is well, because she joined the session late and couldn't do a clean lap. She's got good race pace here and pushing to the inside of Glenn Selk. They're going to go side by side down towards turn 10. Leila in the purple car around the outside. Glenn Selk defends the inside line. Leila goes for the cutback, as Michele Carrara also has an issue after the opening lap collision. He has also retired from the session. Leila Petralia continues to go for the cutback, and now right on the bumper of Glenn Selk down towards the chicane. Can she make the move around the outside?
I mean, she is on the racing line, but Glenn Selk will have the inside line for this corner. Leila Petralia is ahead right now though, so it's all looking at the braking here as Glenn Selk moves further a bit. Leila Petralia cuts the corner slightly and loses the position.
Side by side for the lead. Parmesan gets the run on the inside of the final corner. He got a brilliant launch coming out of the chicane, and Mr. Scoot almost drives onto the grass a little bit to try to not make contact with Parmesan. They are squeezing down towards turn 1 with the championship winner Marcel Miku keeping a brief watching distance. Parmesan sends it to the inside and they leave each other space. He'll be on the outside of turn 2. Can he close the door? No, Mr. Scoot is still on the inside in the green car. They're going to go side by side down towards turn 3. It's another left-hander as Marcel Miku brakes really late around the outside. He'll get the best drive coming out of turn 4. Marcel Miku is setting up the exit absolutely perfectly as Parmesan gets squeezed onto the curb and loses all sorts of traction. Marcel Miku is already alongside Parmesan and going towards the inside of turn 5. Marcel Miku is up to second.
What a brilliant move. I mean, one thing I will say is that he will continue on his streak of podiums every single weekend here in the MX5s, which is amazing to see.
And he is looking to the inside of Marcel Miku, making a daring launch down the inside of turn 10. Marcel Miku gets scared off the circuit a bit, so that's going to affect his momentum through turn 11. And Mr. Scoot now has a 0.5 of a second buffer as Leila Petralia sends it to the inside of Glenn Selk down towards turn 11. Glenn Selk has to open the door, and now Sandy Berger is right behind them as Parmesan now side by side with Marcel Miku. Parmesan is passing Marcel Miku around the outside before the chicane, and Parmesan retakes second position as Berger now alongside Glenn Selk. Glenn Selk pushing Leila Petralia forward. They're about to go almost 3 wide into the chicane. Glenn Selk dives in, and somehow he takes P6 back. And Sandy Berger going around the outside of Leila Petralia. And Leila Petralia, who enters the chicane at the front of this train, is almost exiting it at the back of this train, but she does fend off Berger towards the final corner as Marcel Miku is right on the bumper of Parmesan again, pulling to the outside of turn 1.
I mean, I must say we're only 10 minutes into a 40-minute race and it's already filled with action right now as Sandy Berger and Leila Petralia and Glenn Selk are all heading down into turn 1 right now.
And Glenn Selk goes wide.
Behind.
Glenn goes wide himself, so Leila Petralia's line got compromised. Berger is going to try to head all the way around the outside. Glenn fends off the inside line. Berger goes onto the actual turf and gets the opposite lock. But Glenn is doing the perfect defensive job. Leila Petralia has nowhere to go. Sandy Berger has nowhere to go. But Leila Petralia is pushing the door open and she has almost spun herself, trying to go to the inside and getting caught on the curb. And she has dropped behind Sandy Berger. Down to P8 goes the Italian driver.
Sandy Berger looks to go around, but no, he's
Three wide.
a bit. 3 wide.
Oh my god. Oh,
Contact there with as Berger goes very, very deep there. Good that there's a lot of runoff there, but yeah.
Leila Petralia goes for the cutback. Now she has the inside towards turn 3 and she passes Glenn Selk, but she's gone way, way, way too deep. Glenn Selk will get the run coming out of turn 4. They're going to go side by side down towards turn 5. Glenn Selk has the inside line. Can Leila Petralia close the door on him? The answer is no, because Glenn Selk is ahead into the corner. So Leila Petralia still has to be stuck behind Glenn Selk, which she doesn't want to be. She opens the door up in turn 6 and she is through. As Parmesan now gradually getting closer to Mr. Scoot again, and he's got a brilliant run coming out of the chicane. The gap has shrunk from 8/10 down towards nothing. Parmesan sends it and Mr. Scoot sees him and leaves him space.
Oh yeah, he's going defensive right now, Mr. Scoot. Parmesan, that exit out of the chicane right there was so much faster and so much more smooth. He's really using all the sausage curbs there for rotation, as we might see a move happen into turn 1 right now.
Oh my god!
Parmesan goes to the racing line. Around the outside, maybe? No, not yet, but he does have the inside run here.
He sent
Ooh,
it.
they make contact.
He's absolutely
what
sent
a move
it.
though.
And Mr. Squid is sending it back down towards turn 3. These two want to have the best fight of the season. Mr. Squid now on the outside of turn 4, and Marcel Miku is closing in. Once again, he may not have the raw pace to fight for victory, but these front two are constantly battling, and you can see Toge in the other green car right behind the 3 of them now, as Mr. Scoot on the inside defends Parmesan, kind of squeezing him. Parmesan gives him the squeeze back and makes the position up. Coming out of turn 5, Parmesan has the lead. Mr. Scoot getting the slipstream, forcing Parmesan to go to the most inside line possible. And down towards turn 7, he's squeezing him again. Bumper car stuff here at Nürburgring.
Yes, I mean, you also see Toge, you know, he's in the fight as well right now. He is right now very close to Marcel Miku, as we see 2 cars go side by side into the Schumacher as Mr. Scoot takes a position right now. How will Parmesan respond into the next corner?
Well, Mr. Scoot fends off the inside line, so there's one way Parmesan can go all the way around the outside of turn 10. He's on the AstroTurf. He's hit Mr. Scoot. They somehow stay alive. Down towards turn 11. Marcel Miku has nowhere to go. Marcel Miku's put the blinking lights on. And he's on the grass, and he's trying to pass Parmesan. They almost both die. It could be a 4-car collision in towards turn 10. There was an audacious send around the outside by Parmesan, but he might lose out if he can't brake as late as Marcel Miku in towards the chicane. Miku cuts the curb, but doesn't want to hit Parmesan. Parmesan cuts the curb and almost speaks himself, and Toge gets the best run out of the 3. They're going 3 wide into the final corner. This is not possible. Toge backs off, or does he? Marcel Miku goes wide onto the grass, trying to leave space, and somehow he's still getting the run. He's around the outside of Parmesan and passing Toge as well. Toge doesn't have the toe. Parmesan can bump Marcel Miku forward. That's exactly what the German driver is doing right now, but they are still 3 wide down towards turn 1. And Parmesan back into second.
I must say, the way these drivers are able to keep it clean without contact, 3 wide into the Coca-Cola curve earlier and there into turn 1, it's amazing and brilliant to see. I mean, the track was made for it, and they're really using all of it to make these beautiful moves.
Maverick now goes for the cutback towards turn 2. He will have the inside line for turn 3. And surely that is move complete for the Irishman. And he does, or does he? Barry gives him a tap, yeah, on the rail on the exit of turn 3. But oh, Barry has spun himself onto the grass. And the debutant is not really doing well as Marcel Miko gets close to Parmesan into the chicane. But they are still losing time to Mr. Scoot. The gap at the front now, 2.5 seconds. And Toge is closing in down towards turn 10. The Canadian looks to the inside and trying to pass the check around the outside. They both leave each other the room. Toge is now on the outside of turn 11. Marcel Miku fends off the corner. Toge goes for the cutback. That's very, very clever. He'll get the run again down towards the chicane, but he's on the wrong line. I mean, he's on the racing line, but Marcel Miku has the inside line. Toge, however, gets a shorter run, being on the inside of the right-hander. He's itching forward, itching ahead, and going to the chicane. Marcel Miku lets him go.
Yes, as of now at least, as he's cutting back up right now, they're going side by side, probably into the Coca-Cola curve yet again. We don't see a repeat of last time with Toge nearly spinning, so that's great to see as Mr. Scoots has the fastest lap with a 2:21.1. Side by side again from Toge and Marcel Miku. I think Marcel Miku is really not wanting to give up this position just to keep his podium streak going.
I think Marcel Miku learned from his battle with Parmesan. He braked too late on the inside for that one, so they cost each other a lot of time. He's now choosing to brake earlier and getting the exit out of the chicane. That's why he is now once again drawing alongside Toge around the outside of turn 2. But surely into turn 3, Toge can have the optimal racing line. Marcel Miku will set the corner up, but Toge is now through it. See Marcel Miku, absolutely wonderful. To the inside of turn 4, the season 15 champion is back up to third. I think he's done. I think qualifying was literally his practice, so he's well out of it in the MX5 series as Marcel Miku gets caught on the curb. Toge also gets caught in the middle of the chicane, so they both get a wobbly exit. Now Marcel Miku cuts the curb in the final corner. This will affect his exit. Chance for Toge in turn 1.
Yes, we'll really see what happens here, because Marcel Miku is already on a very, very defensive line right here, but Toge does have the inside line as we're heading into the braking zone of turn 1 right now. Who will come out ahead? It looks like Marcel Miku with a wider line right now makes the move stick better, and Toge is still behind. Marcel Miku retakes the racing line and still leads his P3 spot there.
Toge is still close enough, but yeah, he's not standing. He sent Marcel Miku wide though. Marcel Miku gets off for the dummy, but Toge couldn't make the move, and now Alex Romsik is right behind the pair of them. The orange car of Alex is looking to the inside. The Hungarian driver couldn't take advantage. Parmesan sets the fastest lap of the race at 2:20.9. He is now 1.7 seconds behind the race leader as Leila Petralia gets sent. On the inside is Sandy Bergi, the British driver, trying to overtake the Italian driver, but Leila Petralia will get the drive because she is on the outside line. They're going to go side by side down towards turn 1. The purple car of Leila Petralia, the white car of Sandy Bergi. Leila Petralia edges out ahead because she had a better exit out of the final corner. Now she has to defend the inside line. Bergi tries to brake later around the outside. Can Bergi set up the exit?
Whoa,
oh!
he spins! He spins! My god! Both of the drivers. I mean, first we saw Petralia dip a wheel in there, but Bergi followed a bit too much and he spun out right there. Yet again, I mean, an issue from him. Very unfortunate to see.
He needs to kind of throw caution into the wind a little bit. He's clearly faster than both Marcel Miku and Alex Romsik so far in race pace. He's got a good run again towards the inside of Marcel Miku, but once again, he just brakes a bit too early, which means Marcel Miku can stick around the outside and retains his third position.
What I've noticed thus far is most drivers are not committing in the final chicane. They're sometimes taking one of the sausage curbs or no sausage curbs. Compared to Parmesan, almost every time I've seen him drive there, he flies through there, takes the rotation perfectly. It's like a straight line for him there. Very, very interesting to see, and I think that's what really gives him the upper hand here today.
Yeah, to be able to take curbs is very crucial in these cars. As Toge once again looking to the inside of Marcel Miko, almost touching the bumper of the season 15 champion. But such a huge error, at least not the top guys, as Mr. Scoot does take a lot of curbs this time. But once again, can see Parminon's car just sticks perfectly. And Mr. Scoot got two kind of rare snaps coming out of the chicane after bouncing off the curb. It's gone wide! And, oh my god! Excuse me, he's almost spun out of the final corner and almost choked me. And Parminon sets another fastest lap of the race.
Again! What is this now? 3 laps consecutively, setting the fastest lap. As he's setting the pressure right now on Mr. Scoot. He tries to look around the outside, doesn't make it work. Now he has the inside line. Contact there. I mean, that was very close from Mr. Scoot of just forcing a driver off track, but I don't think Parmesan cares right now. I think he has set his sights on P1 right now at his home track. I don't know if he lives closer to another track, but it's still his home country. He wants this win. He feels the thirst and he goes for it.
It's absolutely crazy how fast Parminon is. It's absolutely crazy how much defense Mr. Scoot is pulling on. Going into the left, going into the right. Parminon just gets a perfect run and he bumps Mr. Scoot off. He was carrying so much more speed through towards turn 5. Parminon is really close. 2:10 separating the top two in the race. And Mr. Scoot this time couldn't close the door. Parminon is to the inside of the chicane. Oh,
contact! Mr. Scoot gets bumped off a bit as he cuts the chicane, it looked like.
Parmesan lets him go. Parmesan is letting him go. He's braking.
What good... I must say that's very great sportsmanship. I mean, even after Mr. Scoot literally a lap ago bumped him off at the exit of turn 1. So I think Parmesan, he wants to win. He needs his win, but he doesn't want to take it with a dirty bit of contact. So great on him. Very beautiful to see again into turn 1. Putting the pressure on Mr. Scoot. We still have 6 minutes left. So it's going to be around 3-4 more laps. Really hope 4 more laps so we can definitely see something happen.
Yeah, as Bergie sent it around the outside of Selk into the chicane, it doesn't work, but now he set up the exit perfectly. He'll get the brilliant run down towards turn 1. Glenn Selk literally hugging the pit wall, trying to fend off the inside line, and he's doing it so effectively as Toge is trying to move around the outside of Marcel Miku, getting the cutback, and no, he's not made a stick. How about Bergie? Bergie is around the outside. He can't make a stick as well. Glenn Selk, once again, like we saw in Marjone, I think, is putting on a ridiculous defensive move. The 3 separate battles as Toge is the closest one towards the inside of Turntail. Marcel Miku trying to push the door open, but Marcel has the inside line down towards turn 11. We need to go to the front because Parminon is looking to the inside of Mr. Scoot again. They bump, they touch, they spin. Parminon is in the gravel. Mr. Scoot has spun around and they almost make contact on the grass. And what's gonna happen now? Mr. Scoot is reversing. Marcel Miku is coming down towards the chicane. They just about avoid Mr. Scoot. Marcel Miku back up to second. Toge is now up to third. And Mr. Scoot down in fourth.
What happened there even? I mean, I wasn't able to see it.
They were just bumping like they did last lap. They're coming towards the chicane. They were bumping before the chicane. And they just put each other on the grass. That was very, very wild, and I've lost all sense. Parmesan can't wait for Mr. Scoot now because Mr. Scoot is down to fourth, and look at Toge to the inside of turn 1.
So Miku really aggressive on the steering there on turn, and he still has the inside line right now, defending. He's keeping his podium dream still alive though. I mean, with the incident between Mr. Scoot and Parmesan, he's on a better footing right now, but it might not last because Toge is really putting the pressure on him. We can see mistakes from both of these drivers in the upcoming laps.
Toge going to the right, going to the left. He needs to be aggressive because if he doesn't, Mr. Scoot is right there to re-overtake the pair of them. As Marcel Miku goes wide towards turn 5, down towards turn 6. Toge still cannot pass Marcel Miku. It's been a brilliant defensive display from the Czech driver. Even though he's definitely far from the fastest tonight, he's still trying to hold P2 strong.
I think this is really one of the best races we've had, despite not really seeing any championship fights. We've seen so many battles with 3 cars, 4 cars, fighting, hitting each other, spinning. So much in this one long race. It's very nice to see. As you see Toge going down the inside of Marcel Miku. Will he make the move stick?
Oh, he's almost spun himself on the
yet.
curb.
Marcel Miku has the inside line right now. They make contact. Nothing bad happened. But this does give Mr. Scoot the better run compared to Toge. He's bum drafting, it looks like right now. Or not yet. Marcel Miku side by side with Toge again. It's weird to say where they are, but Marcel Miku leading into the chicane right now. Will he still keep the position?
He's got deep.
Yes, he will, but he's
been
side
hit.
by side. Spin, contact.
Well, there was contact between Toge and Marcel Miku, and Mr. Scoot trying to avoid the pair of them, almost spun himself. And now Alex Romsix is up into P3 to the inside of the final corner. My goodness. How has he
Mr.
enjoyed
Scoot
this
really,
fight?
I must say Mr. Scoot has had the worst luck so far this race. And Alex Rumsix, however, what luck does he have? I mean, people say in Formula 1 that George Russell does nothing and gets a P3.
No!
I think we might see that from Alex Rumsix as Marcel Miku makes contact with Toge. But he does return the position at the cost of a podium. My God. What is happening?
Lap. We are on the final lap. So can Alex Romsix, after doing absolutely nothing the whole race, take P2 in the final round?
This is just pure cinema at this point. I think the stewards will also have a lot of fun looking over these incidents because so many things have been happening in these last few laps.
I think also Marcel Miku was trying to let Toge go in turn 3, but Toge lifted off the throttle. I think Toge thinks he spun himself there, so even though Marcel Miku has offered to let Toge go, Toge has decided to stay behind Marcel Miku, but they will still get the run down towards the chicane for the final overtaking opportunity.
With Miku giving the position and Toge probably thinking he spun himself, it is at the cost of Marcel Miku's own podium chances right now.
But Toge is to the inside. Toge is trying to make the move, cleanly this time to the inside of Marcel Miku. He's been braking earlier into the chicane. He's braked earlier once again. Marcel Miku is able to go around the outside. Toge tries to set up the exit, but he can't. Meanwhile, at the front, Parmesan, the returning German driver, takes victory at Nürburgring for an absolutely brilliant season 15 finale as Mr. Scoot finishes just 3 tenths behind Alex Romsix. My goodness, Toge also finishes just 3 tenths behind Marcel Miku. What a brilliant battle we've seen tonight. Absolutely outstanding. So Mr. Scoot tries to head around the outside, yet Parmesan kind of braked too late and used Mr. Scoot as a brake. So he let Mr. Scoot go before the final corner. Then they made contact again on the straight this time. Let's watch from Parmesan this time. He got a great run coming out of turn 11. And towards the little right kink, he's going to the outside of Mr. Scoot. I mean,
it's difficult to say because, I mean, they're getting.
I don't know. I think, see here, Mr. Scoot tries to close the door, but he sees Parmesan almost as an overlap, so he kind of turned right. But then he's trying to turn in left while Parmesan is turning right, so they kind of just turned into each other, and then the physics made both of them just spin out.
It's very difficult to say, of course, for such an incident, but you could kind of chuck it down to a racing incident because, you know, Parmesan gets a space from Mr. Scoot originally, but it's clear Mr. Scoot afterwards wanted to put the pressure on him, push him really towards the inside line too much so that he couldn't make the corner. And I think the contact happened there, and yeah, the rest is history. I mean, he did still claim a P3 if I'm correct, but very unfortunate way.
Yeah, and we're going to have a look. This was the next lap into the chicane. So yeah, so this lap I think Toge did try to stand in a bit deeper, but he basically hit Marcel Mikov and Mr. School trying to
Yeah.
avoid the pair of them, just almost spun on his own. And Alex now joining the fight. So let's see what happened here at turn 1. Toge looking to the inside of Marcel Miku. He's on the inside. He's a lot. Yeah, he's driven deep. He's gone deep himself.
Yeah.
You can see the trajectory. Marcel Miku already left like 2 cars space on the inside, and Toge just was still not turning right at the point.